Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Hedgehog's Homestead. Hedgehog here. Little Hedgehog to my right.
How's everybody doing?
It's good. Glad to hear it. We're doing well as well. So, uh, did you guys hear about the SUV accident? My goodness, what is this world coming to? You have SUVs that go out on their own, running over people.
Yes, in parades.
In parades, no less. Have you no decency, SUV? Anyway, that was a story from our good friends at the Washington Post, who, don't forget, is owned by Bezos the Clown.
Hello, Bruce.
Bezos the Clown. Jeff Bezos and his clown posse.
Mm-hmm.
So, Washington Post, yes, SUV runs over people at parade. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the video or not of this guy. Once the facts come out,
Hi, Blacks Tropical. Probably Sherry, our soil brother and sister.
what?
She calls us
Soil sisters.
soil sisters.
Oh, isn't that precious? Soil sisters. Anyway, you have SUVs taking over ownership of people and just randomly driving through crowds. I find this really interesting because if we want to explore for a minute, these same folks, at the Washington Post, um, are full of mm, leftards. And sorry, I shouldn't call them that. That's an offense to the other people everywhere. Anyway, these people that lean so far left, that their left pockets fall out with change. Um, it's interesting, though, that this fellow that was allegedly riding in the SUV while it struck all of these people, um, he caught a charge.
Hey, Big Matt.
He caught a charge. These are his words, and I quote: "This dude is loquacious. We'll say to least. We'll say at the least, loquacious. Everybody, that's your word of the day. Loquacious.
What's that mean?
That word is related to loquacia and laquanata. Loquacious. I'm just saying. Anyway, the funny thing is that he said that he caught a charge. He didn't know that the girl was 16. Guy's been in and out of prison when his SUV isn't driving over people. And apparently, a few weeks back, it drove over some people too. Or sometime
it ran over
his girlfriend,
baby mama.
Oh, one of his baby mamas. Anyway, my point is this: is
Hi, King Poobah.
all of the folks at the fine establishment of the Washington Post, that want to write headlines about SUVs running over people. It's really interesting because if you look at this video on its face, this fellow is what you say is misogynistic. It doesn't seem like he has great love for his baby mama or women in general by the evidence of the way he speaks.
Hi, Nikki.
So anyway, quite interesting
Yeah.
that the SUV ran over these people. And at the same time, this guy is clearly a misogynist, but you don't hear that in the news, do you? Does this guy like women? Probably not, since he's getting that bitch pregnant at 16. Said that word, sorry.
Bad boy.
Anyway,
You're so bad.
I know I can't help it. But the funny thing is that, again, he gets her pregnant and gets charges. He caught charges on that.
Let me lean this forward so the banner's not. I feel like I'm leaning over. I gotta get my chin over the banner. I gotta get my chin over the banner. I got it.
Oh, well, there you go. How's that for you?
That's better.
Oh, you look so much nicer that way.
Well, I don't feel like I'm getting my chin over the banner like this.
Ah. Well, okay then. Well, I'm glad she feels better, folks. Anyway, so we got SUVs driving over people. Sometimes I guess it just happens. I guess that's just what it is.
Fishes.
That's what life is.
Fishes is here.
If wishes were fishes, we would all be full. So, anyway, I just had to point out the absurdity. I had to point the absurdity out of this whole nonsense.
Whoa.
Hey, ho,
Hi.
hey. Don't take offense. Hey, ho.
How you doing?
Hey. So you got a good nap, huh? Is that what we're
Oh, dude, it was the best nap I ever had.
That's awesome.
I just so needed it, man.
I like a good nap, especially when you need it. It's the greatest.
I don't like naps myself.
Yeah, my son doesn't usually take one, so then I don't get one. So, but
that's good. Much needed. It sounds like.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was so cute because all three of us took a nap and he was laying in between us because we have like a double like recliner seat, so we're all like sitting there, and he wanted my husband to read him a book, so he says favorite book. Yeah, I was like, what? I was just shocked that he said that. He's like, favorite book, and I'm like, oh, he said favorite book. I'm like, are you kidding? I was like so excited.
He's just gonna start it's gonna all come at once.
Yeah, I was just really surprised, and then Dustin read him a book and then he just passed out. I'm like, okay.
Gotta like it. Enjoy them while they're young. Yeah. Because then they grow up.
He just turned 3.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought he was 4 almost.
No.
Oh.
He just looks like he's 4.
He's a really big kid. Like yeah.
I was a big kid too myself. That's what they say anyway.
You're still
I just don't believe that for some reason.
Yeah, no, I was born premature is a funny thing. So
yeah, he was the same weight I was when he was born.
Oh, really?
We were both 4 pounders.
Oh.
And we were both born a month early.
2 months early, knucklehead.
2 months early. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
And we're 2 weeks apart in age.
13 days.
He's 13 days older than me.
Aw.
Yep. So we get but you get Christmas birthdays, and when you're a Christmas birthday, you're just kind of forgotten.
Yep. We're both in December.
So gonna be the big some years this year. We're gonna have another birthday. So what we're gonna be when we have our birthday, we're gonna be another year older.
Oh, you guys have birthdays?
Yeah.
I've been stuck at 21 for years.
I know, that's what I tried to tell him, but it just wasn't working. He wasn't letting me have it.
Yeah. Something about when you're 21. I mean, you don't know which way is up at 21. So
you think though.
Yeah,
you do though.
You sure
Although I don't know if I'd want to be 21 this day and age because
exactly.
all the social things that you do when you're 21, you couldn't do. Like it's like the whole generation of 21-year-olds like totally missed some cool fun stuff. That you get to do when you're 21 that you probably
Well, it'd be on video now and you'd be forever ostracized. Hey,
that's true too.
That dumbass that did that. Oh yeah, that's me.
That's just something that we had cell phones, but that's just not something that we did. We never recorded each other doing stupid stuff or.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't grow up in that era, not because I did anything bad or anything like that, but just because I don't know. I mean, in a lot of different ways. I mean, I'll tell you this as a side note.
Hello, Bob.
Keep your little fellow from technology. I don't know, people aren't thinking about that enough, but all this constant stimulation is not good for the brain, especially small wee ones.
Yeah.
They get addicted to all of this stimulation, all of this instant
attention spans short.
Oh yeah, and then they develop these gnat-like attention spans.
Makes you wonder if that is derivative from, like, if you do that and you might get ADD or ADHD. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting, I mean, with that in general is the fact that, again, all these young children now are being exposed to this massive amounts of stimulation, and it's instant. You know, you don't have to wait like, you know, back in my day when we used to send smoke signals. I mean, you had to be by your teepee to get the smoke signal, right? I mean, it's like if your friend was sending his smoke signal from the other teepees, you know, you had to be fairly close by your teepee to get his smoke signal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fishes celebrates her 29th birthday every year too.
That's perfect.
Yeah. 29 is kind of like you're just starting to feel yourself. I think 40 is the best though.
Who cares? It's all relative anyway.
But when I was like,
yeah, but there's like some portion, like when you get older, like you start realizing things better. Like you start,
right?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I have underwear that are older than you, probably. So
you don't.
Yes, I probably do.
How old do you think she is?
She's only like 30, 33 or 34, something like that, I think. How old are
I'm
you?
30. I'm 37.
Oh, close. It's close
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, a few years doesn't matter at this age. I mean,
she looks good for her age.
Oh,
what are you saying? She should at 37. What, you're acting like she's old or something?
No, I'm just saying that some people are starting to age.
Cool.
Anyway.
No, but the point is, back when I was a kid, it'd be like, oh, hey, I'm going to call you around this time. But then someone else's phone would be busy, or you're supposed to call them, or you're waiting for this call. You didn't have a voicemail. You didn't have a what is that even called? Oh, an answering machine. You didn't have an answering machine. You know.
Yeah.
And if you weren't there to get the call, well, you just didn't get the call. You know, so you learned how to wait. You learned kind of what patience was. I didn't get my first cell phone until 1999. So, I mean, that really isn't that long ago when you think about it. When did you?
I never had one in high school. A lot of kids did, but I never felt the need to have it. I didn't feel the need to have a cell phone. I think when I graduated and started working, you know, and like had my first car and
right,
like really was trying, you know, I'm not trying to be an adult. I was an adult at that time, you know, just I think that's when I got my first cell phone and it was real serious, you know, because I drove a lot when I was younger, but and then I went to school. I went to this awesome school in Cleveland, like it was like an hour or so from me. So I went to school in Cleveland like every freaking day and drove, you know, I was trying so hard to adult when I was younger.
It's not easy to adult.
Oh, you guys are ruining it for me. Adult. That is such a lame term from my day. I'm using my own vernacular, but lame. This whole idea that adulting, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess, us grown folks call that being grown. Right? Being grown.
Huh?
I don't adult. I'm grown. But you know, there you also get into this. You get into this, you know, conversation about, or you know, there's lots of little males running around pretending that they're men. You know, so that's.
I really, honestly, if they're smaller and younger, I really don't think they're pretending to be men.
Yeah, I mean, I guess fake it till you make it. That's today's. That's today's.
I don't know what is up with the generations below us, but they don't act like men. It's really scary.
No, they don't.
Skinny jeans, tight shirts.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I'm just.
It's against all man code to begin.
Yeah, It freaks me out a little bit. I'm like, is there any like men?
Well,
Like it just freaks me out a little bit. My son is going to be rustic.
Pesticides that they put out there on our foods,
shriveling your grapes up, so then the skinny jeans work
because
for them.
it's got the pesticides actually has a lot of estrogen, so they are actually less male than previous generations.
I'll tell you what, my son's going to be a Wrangler jeans wearing, Carhartt loving, camouflage kid.
That's awesome.
I buy him like anything with tractors on it, anything with bulldozers or anything like that. I get that for him because I just, and this is the part that really bothers me. Okay, so we went to Walmart. My husband did the other day. He's the one that kind of brought it to my attention. He went because we were looking for jeans for Fred because he's really in a 4T, even though he's 3. He is big. He's a big kid. He's really tall, really tall. And so my husband went to look for jeans for him. And he's like, Courtney, he's like, there is no boys' clothes. I'm like, what do you mean there's no boys' clothes? He's like, they're all together and it's all like girl. Like he's like, the jeans that were there, he's like, I would have never allowed my son to wear. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, that's horrible. Like, I don't get it. And I did. I went to look for a pair of jeans. I thought, my husband just couldn't find a pair of jeans, So I went to look for jeans and he was right. Like they were everything's unisex.
Yeah.
And except for the girls' clothes, which have sparkles and stuff all over them. My son is not wearing sparkles.
Right.
Come on, embrace the suck.
Yeah. I'm putting this out there. Like, I'm not against a homosexuality in any way. And like, I believe people, if you want to believe that and you want to do that, and that's fine, just don't bother me. I'm just that kind of person. But I just think that some things are pushed on our kids like way too freaking young. Like, I don't understand
before
that.
they even understand what sexuality is.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
and
I don't either.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I want to homeschool my kid.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, you have to, anytime that there's morality involved, anytime that there is any kind of education, I mean, you got to be wary of the source of the quote unquote education,
right?
Because there is definitely a emphasis. I don't really care. People can do whatever they want to do as long as it's not hurting a child. If it has anything to do with that, then I'm on it like Donkey Kong. But other than that, you're a consenting adult. It's between you and your maker what you want to do. Not my business, but nor do I need to know about it either. I don't care. I mean, I don't tell you that, people on YouTube, how much she enjoys her spankings and discipline, but that's another conversation for another time. It's private.
That's for a late talk chat.
This is a little early.
It's private. That's private stuff between her and I. I'm never going to tell you.
Oh man, you're never going to. I know. Okay. I don't get any juicy details. Oh.
I'm not going to tell you all the stuff that she likes. That's her own private business between her and I.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, and she likes it. Don't get me wrong. This is a little freak here.
Oh my gosh, I love you too. You're great.
But anyway, back to my point is that's still not for young children,
Exactly. There's some things that you have to protect your children. And the other day, that's another reason why a lot of moms or whatever, they'll just let YouTube run in the background for their kid for whatever. You have to watch that, because the other day I was sitting there and that Rock and Learn, Trish got me onto it and I was watching it with my son, and it's really great. However, the commercial in between was a rap song And this woman said, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, where is this coming from? I said, this is a kids like program.
Wow.
I was kind of ticked. I was mad. And
you should be.
And it was on the TV. I didn't really know how to report it because we have like Apple TV, and so I don't really know how to report it when it was on the television. I wasn't watching it like on my phone or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that should have been reported. That's not kid material. I don't want my son listening to rap music. Like I just don't think it's not that I'm against rap music, but my son is too impressionable, too young.
It's no, you're racist. Let's have a conversation about you and your racism.
Okay.
That's racist. Let's just be honest.
No, I think some Black people know. They know that the music is not appropriate for children.
Oh yeah, they do.
I mean, when you're talking about strippers or whatever, that's not appropriate for children, and so I'm not gonna have my kid around that. And I mean, there's some country songs that I'm not gonna allow my kid to be around. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
it's not just one form.
Well, I mean, the difference is, I guess, if you want to look at the genres, is the fact that country music, they're not hitting you over the head with it. It's more, get your tongue out of my mouth. I'm kissing you goodbye. I mean, kid's gonna, okay. I mean, that's an example of a lyric that I don't remember what song that goes to, but that legitimately is a lyric, and there's you're gone and looking through the pane, I mean, pane, window glass, very subtle stuff. Anyway.
Well, my kid's going to have a tractor, and I hope some girl out there is going to think his tractor sexy. That's all I got to say.
There you go. Not Kenny Chesney so much, but the tractor. I get it. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, all of this stuff, it's not appropriate. I mean,
yeah.
But at the same time, again, it forces parents to be parents because forces parents.
Oh my goodness, Carol. How quickly they learn.
Skip the ad, please, for me running for the remote. Well, Carol Baskins, you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe to YouTube. And you need to put your other picture back on there. I like that one better, just for the record. Your Carol Baskins
Last
picture.
time she changed her photo to Carol Baskins, the real Carol Baskins.
Yeah, she said that you guys timed her out or kicked her out or something.
I almost did, yeah. I was like, who is this? Because there's so many guys coming on, like the Hitler on yours, or whose was that? That was Gil's, the Hitler character guy.
Yeah.
KKK and
that's just some BS,
Yeah.
Like I every time that pops up, it hits me in the gut. Like I hate that. I don't even want to see that word. It pisses me off like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, that's how racist I am. Like I love people of all genre, like all color. I love people, and to see that kind of, because when you write that kind of stuff, that's like deep rooted hate. That's stuff that should not, I mean, that's horrible. Every time that guy pops up, I'm on it. I'm like ready to pounce on him. Just there's something about that just chills me to the bone. I just don't like that.
Well, I mean, but the reality though is that there's racists of every creed, color, and religion.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's never going to go away. But what we have in this country is not that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are individuals that hate other people just because they're not them. I mean, we know that. I mean, that is a very simple definition of racism, but. It happens, but the problem, what we have right now is the mainstream mob is just beating all of this into a frenzy.
Yeah. It's like 1% of the population is like that. And they blow it up like you wouldn't believe.
Well, they do, and then people don't stop to ask themselves why. Why is this happening?
Right.
Why is it, for instance, I just read about this afternoon, there was a shooting in Durham at the mall in North Carolina, and if it's a white person, they identify them immediately. Immediately, oh, it's a white person, so it's racist, and these people were attacking other people.
I'd like to see them identify me. See-through girl.
Well, I mean,
I'm so pale. See-through girl. I could just see the headline. Sorry.
But they don't. The problem is that if it's a white person, immediately it's a domestic terror attack, or they're racist, or it's these things. But the same narrative doesn't fit if it's a black person or any other person.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, we don't know yet. We're not going to say who it is. All you have to do is look to the Muslim Messiah, Barry Soetoro, and when the San Bernardino massacre happened, that wasn't a terrorist incident. Those folks were somewhere in the Middle East. I don't remember from where exactly they came. But I think they killed 14 people plus themselves.
Yeah.
And it's really funny, though, that, that wasn't immediately. It was like, no, this isn't a terrorist incident, when everybody knew it was. And so what
they're so afraid that what are they afraid of?
What are they going to do? Attack us some more?
Yeah.
I mean, but the real point is that why is it that we keep going back to this? It keeps coming back, these narratives of, well, I guess it's easy. It's the mainstream media that wants to do nothing more than pit us, if you're a non-black person, against everybody that's black. If you're black, they want to pit you against everybody that's of any other, whether you be Asian, whether you be white, whether you be whatever.
Yeah.
And they do that for what?
Their own personal gain. So to keep that hand of fear on people.
Well, and to spread hate. I mean, to spread.
Yeah, because if you hate your neighbor, you're not going to go in with your neighbor on a civil war.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, I think it's.
Is that extreme?
That way, but you're not. Yeah, but I mean, even the good parts of what community are. If you're not. Here's a really interesting thing is, if you guys know who Joy Reid is, she's a wonderful black woman that's on MSN all the time. That's always talking about all of the racist events, and Kyle Rittenhouse, crocodile white tears, or shed white tears, whatever she said anyway, nonsense, regardless of what you feel about that case or not. But at any rate, she's talking and she says this. The point is always with her stuff is that she's always talking about that black people are aggrieved and white people are the problem. I mean, you listen to any of her stuff and that's basically what she says. What's really interesting is Winsome Sears wins lieutenant governor of Virginia, first female and first black female. I don't care if she's black. Doesn't bother me a bit. It's great. If Joy Reid really thought that there was systemic racism, regardless if she agreed with Winsome Sears' politics, who's a black Marine, regardless if she disagreed or agreed with them, she would be championing and saying, oh, that's awesome. This woman, this military vet, she's an immigrant from Jamaica. Her parents came here, her dad came here with $1.75 in his bank account. Congratulations to her. What a fantastic victory that is. And you know what? It is a fantastic victory because they elected her because they believed in her. Now, what does Joy Reid do? Joy Reid said she's nothing more than a white ventriloquist. She's a ventriloquist for the white people. So if Joy Reid really thought that systemic racism and people really hated black people, number one, she wouldn't be on a network talking to people when, as far as when you look at disparities between populations, she wouldn't be there. So you know it's fake, and you know it's
Mhm.
completely false, and she doesn't even believe it, but nobody will call her on it. Because again, if it was legitimate, she would have been standing up cheering for this woman, saying, hey, a black woman was elected lieutenant governor of Virginia, excuse me. Fantastic. So that's how you know she's lying. Because when she wants to just say she's a white ventriloquist, because that's what she's called her, she's a ventriloquist for white supremacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally understand it, and she's not the only one. No,
No, oh
unfortunately.
no.
Yeah.
She's just the example that comes to mind, but
Yeah, I stopped
exactly.
watching the news about a year ago, so I'm a little bit behind on the times. I feel like maybe I live in my bunker or something, but I just stopped watching the news after somebody didn't get elected, and I just said, "Forget it. I'm not doing this anymore." So I'm a little bit behind. There are some
Yeah,
things I pay attention to because I can't help it. It just pops up on my Facebook feed, and I was like,
right.
"Oh." But for the most
Oh,
part, I
there's
don't.
a
Did you
problem.
know the
Yeah.
stock market crashed yesterday?
What? The stock market was down yesterday because of the, what is it called? The OSUM or the OSUM variant or the
I didn't
some
lose any money. I checked my Robinhood right away. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
no, the stock market had a down tick yesterday. Yes, that's
They
true.
said it crashed, though.
Who did?
I don't know.
It didn't crash yesterday.
Yeah.
That's redonkulous. Anyway, the point is though is that, you know, um, I thought about that. I was up early and I was enjoying my quiet time in the morning, and I'm thinking, wait a sec, this is how you know this woman is absolutely lying. You know, um, yeah, I know, Bruce. I'm like you. But I'm just not smart enough to turn it off, I guess. So here we go. This is what you get.
It's tough though because you don't wanna turn it off because you wanna know what's going on, but at the same time, um, for some reason, I just can't. I like, have this BS detector in my brain that just tells me, "Well, that's BS," and then it just makes me mad. So after that, I'm like, I can't watch the news anymore. I'm just and my brother is one that should really stop watching the news because like everything about everything is making him so mad. But like, I just I can't do it anymore. I can't get upset about this crap. It's what it's doing is it's causing a whole world of mental disabilities.
Yep.
People watch the news and they start getting panic attacks and they start, thinking the world's going to end. And
Right.
the world's not ending, people. And I'm really with a lot of the preppers out there that use fear tactics for their channels and stuff. Like, I kind of see right through that too. And I just like, oh, and like, unfortunately, half of society, doesn't, and they watch that, and
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to that they're trying to use fear to
I'll be right back.
trying to use fear to control people. They're trying to use, I mean, you know, the whole flu from somewhere that's not here, you know, they're trying to do that to control people. And
yeah.
people bought into it hook, line, and sinker. They've absolutely given into the narrative that um, that this is some deadly, horrible thing, and yeah, folks have died from it. I mean, but folks die every year from the flu. Does that mean it's less? No, but they do. That's just the reality. That's life. People
Mhm.
die, and our time is when it comes, it comes. That's it. But they're using fear to control. You know, this example of that presidential election you're speaking about was a prime example. Everybody stay home. Everybody vote from home. Oh, gee, no, that wasn't
How
fun.
convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and so again, it's one of those things that the narrative, again, if you can keep people in fear, and if you can keep people, keep people scared,
Hi, Gil.
then you can influence their behavior.
Yeah.
You can get them to do things that they might not otherwise do. Look what they're doing now with attacking, and they're attacking people that don't feel that they want to get some needle poked into them, and they're absolutely attacking people, and it's making an us and them, which creates the great Adolf Hitler in Germany did the same thing.
No.
That was their whole that was their whole playbook. If they could pit the Germans against the Gypsies, the Jews, and everybody else, well,
it's so funny that you talk about that, because I read up a lot on Hitler and what he started to do before he started to take over, before what they started to do, and like they started making all these little stupid laws, right?
Yeah.
One was particularly against smoking. You couldn't smoke. Smoke. And I thought that was kind of funny that we started getting laws like that here. You can't smoke, so many feet from a building and stuff like that. And like he started all those little teeny little stupid laws, and then eventually it got bigger and bigger, and he took over, and and that's how it starts. You start with all these little teeny stupid laws. And I hate when I hear, oh, there's a law against that and whatever. I'm like, can't we just like handle that amongst ourselves? Like, do we have to have a law against that? I mean, there's just some things that are just completely stupid. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and he started, with taking away the guns and
yeah,
and it just kind of starts, and that's what they want to do.
Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah, and if you look at the leftist utopia, no one would have guns because we're all too stupid to know how to use them properly. They're dangerous.
Well, they shoot people all by themselves.
Yeah. There was a meme on Facebook that said, "Oh yeah, my gun got up off his cabinet last night, and he went around shooting people." And it's like it's such a ridiculous notion. But people see, I don't know what it is. I completely cannot understand it. My brain doesn't process the fact that people don't realize. Reagan said it very well. He said, basically, forget the exact quote, but he was talking about you don't penalize all of society for the evildoer. You punish the evildoer, period. But you know what? We've got away from that because now, I'm sorry, Canadian style. You heard that?
He makes fun of me all the time when I say sorry.
Oh.
When she says sorry, she's sorry about it.
Especially when I'm tired.
Anyway, the point is with that you have this notion that people, the governance of the people is completely controlled by the government, and it shouldn't be that way, number one. But number two is this idea that when these guys, for example, these killers that have been put on death row and they need to be executed for good reason because the law says that this is the law. The point is now is we've moved so far away from what is right and wrong that even the most basic things, hey, this guy murdered a family of four, the wife. There was a horrible story in Connecticut about these two fine, outstanding fellows that followed a mother and a daughter home from the grocery store. And followed them home. They lived in a nice place, and they said, "Oh, okay, great." So they went in. It was a 14-year-old girl and an 18-year-old girl, and the mother was 40s, something like that. Dad was a doctor. So they get into the house.
I remember this story.
Absolutely horrible story.
Yeah.
And so
she's into the crime stuff.
Yeah, I watch it all the time. So
yeah, the cops are outside, and for whatever reason, it takes them way too long to get in. She goes to the bank, withdraw monies, that they know her at the bank. They're a well-known family. And she looks nervous. Something's wrong. The cops end up sitting outside their house. They torch the place. The mother's gone. Both the daughters are gone.
Yeah, the entire family was completely wiped out.
Yeah, and you know, these guys need justice. And I think Connecticut, if I want to say right, I think that they initially, I don't know if Connecticut has the death penalty, but at any rate, they'll serve life in prison. But you know, the point is that you always hear these people talking and arguing and talking about how the death sentence is cruel and inhumane. And nobody ever talks about these poor victims. Nobody ever talks about the fact that the unspeakable horror and evil that these people lived through in their last moments, in their last hours, as this attack went on and on and on.
Yeah, I try to put myself, I not like in their shoes specific, but I try to put myself on that perspective when I think about the death penalty, like how what I feel if that was my mother or that was my sister, or
Right.
I try to think about that because it's the death penalty is there for a reason, and it should be for, I think for extreme cases it should definitely happen for extreme cases. And there are sometimes that the judicial system messes up. But I think it definitely should be there for definitely extreme cases and like things like that. Like that is horrible. I can't even imagine. Like, stop touching the mouse. Stop it.
Live chat of the night goes to Trish Wiley. You are my favorite. We need to see more of this. She's trying to change it, so I got to stop her. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll pay you later. The check will be in the mail. So, yeah, I mean, but the point is we're as a society, we're moving so far away from what is right and what is wrong, and when it becomes all gray and confusing, then you can do whatever you want. And I've often thought about this for myself. I thought, man, I'd love to go into politics, and I would love to just say, hey, you know what? You can go pound sand. Thank you very much. And but anyway, I've kind of gone through all these things in my mind. But the problem is I know even to myself that the real point is that I could say to myself, oh yeah, they're sending us on this fabulous junket down to the Caribbean. And yeah, they're going to pay for our golf, and we're going to be able to do this cool stuff. We're going to go out on this boat, and but it's for the good of my district. Oh, perfect. Who am I to think that I couldn't conveniently let that be get me away from what my true bedrock is? Because you can rationalize anything. You can say, you could do that's a very simple example, but oh, hey, look, I'll vote for that. It'll benefit the people in my district. And oh, by the way, I get this nice little trip about it. Hey, that's a good one. I like that, Fishes. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I think that as long as you don't mean that kind of like in a weird way, like, oh yeah, he's really right, and I'm over here in the loony bin just
Yep.
Anyway,
you are sometimes.
It's okay.
I think we all.
It's okay. I mean,
but at any rate, it would be easy to be corrupted and to be bought and to run down that slippery slope. Who am I to think that you couldn't buy me? I mean, I do have a price, but it's pretty high. So anyway, just it's an interesting thing about the whole Polly and the ticks. you know.
Unfortunately, I don't know. There's just so many. I don't know. There's so much horrible stuff out there. It's frustrating, and
it is, because what can you do? I mean, we went to go drop our chicken coop. Oh, so let's get into the exciting news from today. Well, I don't know if it's exciting for normal people, but for us it was exciting. Which is we got the chickens rehomed today,
And the ducks.
and the ducks, and the rabbits went to dog food camp, and so the dogs will be eating well.
Although they're pretty tasty.
Well, yeah,
I
it
had to
tastes like
taste them.
chicken.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we got some stuff. Stuff broke down in the backyard that we have to get ready, and so tomorrow I'll do some burning and getting rid of some wood waste. And
You don't like burning at all.
I don't like burning at all. I hate it. That's code for I really love it. For all of you who don't know.
I figured that.
Yeah. So
pretty much that's his sense of humor right there in a nutshell.
Don't tell him the secrets. So yeah, so we got all that done today. Got the chicken coop rehomed too. It had to go to its new home, and got some stuff done in the grand scheme of things. So we're
one step closer.
Now all I need to do is take her dog to freezer camp, and and then we'll just have my dog left.
You love your wiener dog.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
That wiener. Let me tell you about that wiener. So we do our smoked.
Suddenly, this conversation has become highly inappropriate.
It always does. It always does.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm not talking about my wiener. She's talking about her wiener.
Oh.
And her wiener isn't used on me either. So anyway, her little wiener, our dry, overdone Traeger turkey. It was okay, but I wasn't into it this year.
Bad.
The legs were bad.
The legs were almost jerky. It was.
Yeah, they were bad. But the breast turned out pretty well. It was like a 20-pound bird. But anyway, the wiener went over there and got into the carcass, and it had some juice and stuff from the pan, and he ate all that. And she's sitting in her chair next to me, and I'm like,
I fell asleep.
She lifts up her blanket, and I'm like, what is that?
He had thrown up all
over her legs.
Well, I fell asleep.
And it was like turkey.
And you were like sleeping in it?
It was like
you didn't know?
In the chair. And he likes to sit right next to me on the chair, like right here. And I wake up to this. I'm like, Norman, stop licking. Because he licks his paw sometimes and it makes a little wet spot. And that's what I thought I was feeling. And it was throw up all down. It was like, and it was so bad. It was like they had to clean the chair. I went upstairs and took a shower because it went through my clothes and was all over me. It was just.
Let's take a vote. We'll abide by the results.
Norman's gross, man.
No, the wiener's staying.
The wiener's got to go.
But the wiener is like this. I mean, he's the classic cartoon. He will not stop eating. Like if there's food out, he will eat it.
Yeah, that's how my Otis is.
Hey, Stephanie Joe.
Yeah. And so, and so that's the problem with the wiener dog because he was a rescue from a hoarder.
And he needs to be rehomed. That's all I gotta say.
We love Norman.
You love Norman.
Oh, come on.
I tolerate Norman because of you.
He couldn't help it.
That dog is.
He's a dog. He likes the meats.
Mm-hmm.
He's a horrible dog. I don't like him. But anyway.
That's not true at all.
Don't let her fool you
most of the time.
Don't let her fool you. this one here, she'll pull your leg and you'll think you're having a good time or something, but you're not. So anyway, yeah.
When I pull your leg, you have a good time. So what's your problem?
Oh my God.
Leg people.
Yeah. So anyway, we got stuff cleaned up, and now we got more stuff to clean up tomorrow. But yeah.
Yep.
We'll just keep going.
But it was funny because
I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to move.
Me too.
I hope that someday we can meet up and like.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to invite myself, but I love you guys and I'm so happy for you, and I hope that your move is successful. It like is smooth. That's what I meant to say. I hope your move is smooth. That sounds like that sounds like a poop trip joke. I hope your move is smooth.
I'm smooth. Smooth and easy.
But yeah, I hope everything goes okay for you guys. And I mean, have you guys figured out, are you getting like a shipping crate and then just going to ship your stuff across the country? Or are you going to, and then fly out, or how are you guys going to do it?
No, we're getting it's called U-Pack. It's through ABF. They'll come and drop the van in our driveway, and then we'll fill it up. And we'll fill it up, and then they'll just come and pick it up and then drive it across the country. And
okay.
So we'll be driving, but the interesting, we'll be driving. We don't know if we're going to take both vehicles yet. We're going to get rid of the one, so that's something to factor in. But I have another month of work basically, so I'm working right up to the last.
Are you guys going to take this time to like kind of see the country a little bit too, like, or no, because of the dogs and stuff?
But we're kind of worried about the weather.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about the weather.
I don't know. I guess Montana might be rough. Like, I mean, you don't know what it's going to be like there. Like, I don't know.
We don't go through Montana.
No? Okay, no. Well, then you're good.
It's Idaho to Utah to Wyoming to Nebraska.
You're going like, wow. Okay.
To Nebraska through the sliver of Iowa, into Missouri to Kentucky to Tennessee.
That's cool.
But I don't know. I'm not worried about weather so much. I did it last year in February, so but I'm not very smart. There's that. But
whatever.
No, I mean, really, I say that because I just said, well, I'm going to go, and this is time for me to go. And I left here on Friday to start work on Monday. And so I left here on Friday, and I was there Saturday evening.
And I didn't even know he was coming home.
I'm talking about when I went out there in the winter.
Oh, on the way home?
Yeah, on the way home, we've established that I'm an amazing driving machine.
You used to drive trucks, so I mean, you got something.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with my makeup and my general orneriness. That's what it has to do with.
Are we taking I-80 most of the way? Gil says we're taking I-80 most of the way.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Anybody that knows the roads, thank you, Gil, for pointing that out. Anybody that knows the roads would know that was I-80.
Oh, I don't know these things.
I know. That's why I said anybody that knows the roads.
I'm just going to sit back with my blankie.
She's going to sit there and can we stop now? I got to pee. Oh, the dogs really need out right now. Can we stop? Look, there's this great roadside attraction here. No. Doesn't work.
Oh, you're so full of it.
I'm not actually. Not when it comes to driving, because, for example, if you do 1,400 miles the first day, then you only have like 900 to do the next day. So I'll do the 1,400 miles the first day, which is a 18, 19-hour day, 20-hour day probably.
I would just take the time for you guys and see and do what you can while you're doing it, like on the side. I mean, just take the time for you guys, because this is a big move. This is.
We may get pregnant if we do spend a lot of time doing stuff like that.
Well,
we did want to go see the dinosaur.
Yeah, we're. I mean, it does kind of depend on the weather a little bit, but it kind of depends also. I don't know how keen I am just to have the mutts along in the truck with us. And
yeah, that's the only part that would probably hold you back a little bit, because you don't know which hotel or whatever would let you to have your dogs. And
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a buzzkill, but there's a wonderful dinosaur museum in Vernal, Utah, which I've had the privilege to live in Vernal, Utah. You can call it that, a privilege. But it's got this amazing, it's a wall. This wall is probably 100. It's got to be every bit of about 120 feet long. 120, got to get the camera right. 120 feet long by probably about 30 feet tall, and it's at an angle. And they're all dinosaur bones actually in the wall itself. The building was made around this whole shrine of bones. It is the coolest thing ever. The bones are sitting there right in the rock. The building was made around it in I think it was like the 1920s. And that's really, really, really neat.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we could see. So if we run across I-80, we could drop down I-80 down to, I don't remember the road number, but you go down through Flaming Gorge, and then you go down into Vernal. So basically you're going from Wyoming down into Utah. And then if you continue to go south, you'd end up in Grand Junction, depending on which southerly route you take, which Grand Junction's where I lived when I worked in the oil field. So, so that would be kind of neat to show her some of the old stomping grounds and, this kind of thing. And
yeah, that would be really cool.
So we could take some time, because I've done this trip. I mean, I've driven it myself 4 times. And then her and I went out when we went to look at property, but
I flew. We flew.
Yeah, we flew. But so I've been thinking about this trip the whole time, and about, I'd love to be able to point this out to her and point that out to her, and look, this is cool here. I spent time here, and interestingly enough, Rock Springs, in 1993, I lived in Montana. I played basketball at the school of the midgets. I mean, the little people. You can't call them midgets anymore. So I was playing basketball, and we had a bus ride, and the bus ride was from Miles City, Montana, down to Rock Springs. And I'm like, I'm originally from Seattle, so I'm like, this is horrible. You're going to drive like 600 miles one way to come down to this little podunk nothing town to do a basketball tournament. I was like, this sucks. And so anyway, here I'm in Rock Springs. So this is 1993. And over that Christmas break, I wasn't feeling good. My back was starting to bother me a little bit. And plus this travel, and I was like, yeah, I've had enough. So I stopped playing basketball at that time. But anyway, the funny thing is I'm down in Rock Springs, and thinking, yeah, what a little hole in the wall town this is. And here I'm driving, we're sitting on this bus ride for 15 hours, whatever it was. And that's 1993. And 2002, I'm back in Rock Springs, working in the oil field.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. Rock Springs is a good little town, oil field town.
It's I have to let you guys go. I would love to chat with you. I can't stay up here for very long. My husband just brought food home. So, but I love you guys. So thanks for allowing me to come on. And I'm sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have to go. Okay. But I'd love to have this conversation another time. And
okay.
I love y'all.
No worries.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, anyway, Rock Springs, it's funny how life works. Thought you were gonna text.
I did.
Oh. So
maybe we can. Let's see if she responds.
One moment. We're working on getting something going here. So Bruce and Carol, we've sent out an invite.
Carol said she didn't get it the first time, so it's good that we're sending it again.
Okay. So we've sent that to you. So, yeah, now the big things, the big thing for us is born in Utah. Nice. We're at in Utah, Josh. So the next... So we're going to continue. We're going to continue with making preparations for the move. So a good portion of the outside cleanup will be done tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so that leaves continuing to pack and then kind of organize stuff in a way to get ready to go, which that is the exciting part.
If we can send it via...
It's already sent. What are you doing?
Let us know if you got it, Carol. Turning my computer.
Northern part. Okay. So that'd be like north, like Ogden area. Utah's a nice place. It's a nice state. It's pretty clean.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Hardworking folks. Use your hand carts to get around and whatnot.
Hand carts?
Yeah, they have a big hand cart memorial. It's on the way if you're going to it's actually in Wyoming that I'm speaking of. Yeah, they had these hand carts that they used to settle with, basically. Mm-hmm. Called the Mormon hand carts, I think it was. Anyway, I think that's on the way to Gillette. I want to say Gillette, Wyoming. I forget the name of the road, but yeah, lots of neat history, and maybe we'll be able to go do some good sightseeing while we're there. It'd be nice. On the way.
Play in the snow a little bit.
Yeah, as long as you're not heading... Tip, if you're traveling I-70 through Colorado, you never want to hit that at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. On the west side of Vail and whatnot, because you will be stuck in a traffic jam for 2+ hours because everyone that hit the resorts.
Yeah, like you did that one time.
Yes. One of the last times I went
We'll have to avoid that somehow.
Well, we can. We just don't go through Colorado, which would be nice. But I-70 eastbound over through there was absolutely horrible. I thought I was going to run out of charge in the old electric wagon.
Yeah, when you had the Tesla.
And it was pretty freaky because I am having to pretty much coast. Luckily, coast the whole down the east side of the mountain.
Hey, Bruce.
Hello.
Bruce, nice to see you.
Yeah, survived Thanksgiving. On to Christmas next.
Yeah. Did you have anything good to eat?
Yeah, they did up a turkey. I love the green bean casserole, so I got that.
Yeah.
That's the best part of Thanksgiving.
Green bean casserole?
I
Yep.
have to have green bean casserole, and he could leave it, but I'm not. I have to have it.
I'm ambivalent to the green bean casserole.
And we put cheese in it and all kinds of fun stuff. So
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
Oh, Princess Leia.
Hello.
Oh my.
Pink Princess Leia. I didn't get to adjust my lights or camera or anything.
There, your sideburns.
Hold on. Let me change my. Where is it? I thought I had this off. There we go. All right.
It's all them blue dots up there.
It's just the lighting. I don't know how to fix it right yet. I mean, it's the camera picks up on it. It's really weird. That's
You
the
see
one I
it?
have on. Yep, I can see it. I just hadn't seen it prior to coming up. Being a pain in the butt. I'm adjusting my camera.
It's not what
Well,
it
you
is.
remember that song,
There we
don't you,
go.
Chris?
Oh, there it
Purple Haze.
Purple
I
haze.
just changed my
Yeah.
settings. Yep, that's me. I'm always in a purple haze.
Oh, it's a
No, I'm
reflection,
kidding.
I think.
It
Is
was the blue. I have a blue light, and it's also the camera was just doing it because I have a filter. Because I don't have time to do makeup like right.
She's
before
all
I
fancy wancy, you know?
open. Yeah, like you aren't, Mister. What is that back there? Polished titanium or copper background?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
what's the
nice.
matter?
That's what's cool about it. That is a computer program. That is not a green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah,
know
what
how to
it's
run
doing
that.
is it automatically takes the background out, and then I can put a picture behind me. It's
That's cool.
you have to have an RTX 2060 card from NVIDIA to use it, though.
What the? Why do you have to be such a computer nerd, dude?
Because that's
fair.
who I am. You know that.
I know. It's just not fair to the rest of us average computer folk.
Yeah.
Think how Faye feels. She has to listen to it every day.
You can have it,
It's
Bruce.
like talking to my middle son. He's a computer nerd too, and it's like he'll talk to me about cameras, and I'm just like, I start going cross-eyed.
At least he knows about them.
Because
That's good.
it's like he doesn't know how to explain it in layman terms, It's
Very technical. Yeah.
very technical.
Well, I
Well,
get
Chris
really
is in the
interesting
finance industry, so that's where
Yeah.
computers started. So
Yeah.
he probably knows a little more than he'll tell anyone.
Who, me?
Probably. But Excel,
Yeah, you.
Excel
I-
spreadsheets are
I don't like
different.
to tell anybody anything more than I have to. So
That's
I
the
like to
army
keep
in
it-
you too,
I like to keep it on
probably.
the down low. You know what I mean? So,
Keep all your secrets for the clicks. That's what it's about. Sorry, I'm putting on my old lady
it's
parfum.
secret societies. That's my real thing.
Oh,
Talk too much about that.
Re-
here, if you know.
yeah. Well,
That's not Illuminati. That's a weird symbol you're making there. Yeah, that's no.
yeah, no, we're not part of those.
Hey, Gil,
No
right
wonder
now to get
why
that
Trump
video
did that all
card,
the time.
right now to get that video card would probably cost you about $3,000 because they're not making them right now because there's not enough computer chips out. Back when I got it, it was like $400 or $500. Now they're about $1,800.
Oh,
Wow.
I'll put up a green screen.
Hey, so
Forget
you
it.
can sell it.
Yeah, there you go. Make some good chunk of change and get a
Right.
green
He's
screen.
like, no way, and go to a green screen.
Why would I want to do a green screen? Then I'd have to have purple haze and everything.
Yeah, I don't have a
Just a
green
green
screen.
screen
This is my
cover.
green screen. I have to put it up in order to use it. I had it up and then it fell down right in the middle of the live.
Yeah, that was funny.
No.
Her whole wall goes.
Keep going. Keep going.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
You need one of those clip things, and it's like to leave that
Yeah.
up in my house. Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
So the computer. I mean, my buddy works at Intel, and we would always talk about that because my second computer was a Pentium 2 233 with is that 32 megs of RAM,
Probably
Yeah.
that time frame. That sounds about right.
96, 97. I think it had 32 megs of RAM, and I had a 17-inch monitor gateway. That thing cost me $2,883.
Yep. And I've got a 27-inch screen right here that was less than that. Like almost 3/4 less than that.
Well, yeah, and so I had that, and then, but we'd get into the point. I actually got some DDR RAM back in, oh geez, it was like 1999. So I mean, it wasn't. My buddy worked for Intel.
DDR1.
Yeah.
The original DDR.
Yeah. So I got a special motherboard for it and put my own case together. But
Chris is a computer geek. I'm talking to my people.
You were right. I know I'm glazing over a little bit and going, hold it again. Thank you, Laura, for coming back.
Make them stop.
They're talking computerese.
The point is, though, is that you got to my buddy and I would have conversations, and it's like, well, how much more powerful, how many more times are you going to get to the moon with this computer compared to the last one? In other words, your little bit of gain is ridiculous, because this one time I went through and got, I got an upgraded processor, and I'm like, oh yeah, and it'll load so much faster, and this is going to be so much better. And it's like, of course, you couldn't even tell the difference. And so after that, it was just one of those things that computer speed and what it would do and how fast it would do it just became kind of a moot point. Now this stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
The performance of what's going on now, it doesn't even matter anymore, really. I mean, I have this little tablet over here. It's a little Hewlett-Packard tablet, which we've been using on here. But the camera is horrible compared to this camera that we have on this laptop.
I have a brand new Mac, and their cameras are terrible. I really wish they would have told me that before I purchased it.
The Mac camera is terrible?
Yeah. By the way, this is a Mac laptop.
This is a Mac camera.
Your Mac is pretty good compared to Is yours the iMac, or is it a MacBook?
Oh, it's a MacBook.
Yeah, that's what mine is. It was really having a hard time when I first started streaming. It still does. It goes weird. But I also have a bandwidth hog in the other room. She likes to play. She likes to hog the bandwidth that we have coming in.
Are you speaking
playing
of
games?
What? Are you speaking of mother?
Child.
Yes, child.
Watching YouTube?
No, her daughter.
No,
playing games, I'm sure.
Yeah. She plays certain games that require a lot of the bandwidth. She's a little bit better now. She's not playing the Overwatch as much. That one really sucked a lot of bandwidth. I wouldn't be able to get on some nights for some reason.
Wow.
Because the picture was so bad.
They have centers for that, They have centers for things like that.
I think Xfinity just has more expensive plans, which I refuse to buy.
Yeah.
Don't even.
You
can have this much air.
Ours is okay. That's what we have, but
yeah.
I don't know. All of the weird thing is now we're very comfortable, and what is this going to look like just over a month from now?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be pulling out the rest of my little bits of hair that I do have.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be taking his hands down off his head, Laura. Just darling, hold my hand.
It's so
my son when he gets nervous, that's like a real thing. He pulls out his eyelashes.
Yeah.
The anxiety. I'm trying to keep him away from them because they're gorgeous. They're things that women buy on catalogs.
Oh yeah, Jonah's that way too. Jonah's eyelashes are like 10 inches long.
Boys always get that, like the natural curl and everything he has. So
I want to trade Jonah.
I know.
But he's got the good face too,
I remember
I'm really jealous too. I look at him in envy and say, "Oh man, just like that."
I know, it's a girl thing.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, when we moved in here, it was nothing but stress in the very beginning because we couldn't move in because we had to do some things to the house before anybody could live here because of the mildew issue. And we made it work with very minimal furniture and just kind of what we slept on because we didn't want to commit to furniture until we knew everything was pretty much done, that it wouldn't get ruined.
Right.
Yeah. And we've gone through, I think, 3 couches by now. One was used because I figured he was really little and I was like, it's going to get ruined anyway. And it was a really well-made couch. It was like very well made. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get a white covering for that. Well, I found one with a slip cover too. Okay, I'll take that. It was like off OfferUp, and some old people had it, non-smokers, and I was like, okay. I was not even thinking like bed bugs or anything like that, but we didn't get them. Thank God, we didn't get any bugs. They were very nice people. She even gave me Corningware, Laura. She was like, oh, would you like this extra Corningware? I'm like, heck yeah, I'll take that. Sweet. Yes, please. Like, just sent it home with my husband. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are the best.
I love Corningware.
Me too, for cooking. Oh, and I also want the bowls. But anyway, oh no, those are Pyrex. I want the Pyrex bowls like my mom had. But yeah, we had like a lawn chair and another chair, I think, out in our living room, and we had already had our table from our old place. We kept that until my mom moved in, actually, because it was like a farmhouse table. But yeah, I would say the beginning was not fun, but we were moving into a place that needed work. Like, we kept finding that it wasn't just the people who trashed it, it was the builders who did not do a good job at all.
Oh no.
Like, they pitched things wrong and everything, and nothing was on center at all, because my dad and I stripped off the bottom, I would say bottom about a foot underneath the windows, because we were seeing like little mildew issues even in this corner where I am. And it was coming from the windows, so we've made sure we kind of closed that all off and insulated the bottom of the windows. But while he's trying to like put up the drywall pieces that we're cutting, he's like, nothing makes sense in this wall. He's like, measuring it, because this is like at 11, this is at 13.5. Over here we got like a 14. I'm like, we were like model row, I came to find out, when they first built this place. So it was like, slap it together and hurry up and get people in here to buy these houses. That's exactly.
Not good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you'll do fine. I mean, I do wish you could sell it like a program.
Yeah, we'll be in a rental. We'll be in a rental for a while.
Yeah.
Which gives us time to.
And we'll have plenty of furniture because we'll have mothers in ours.
Yes,
we
are going through that.
Furniture won't be a problem or anything like that. It's just a matter of, this stage is getting everything ready to get moved out of here. Once it's out of here, then we're out of here, and then getting it to the other end, getting it unpacked, kind of getting settled. But I
missed it. Did you guys settle on, are you going to do like a pod, or are you going to do, how are you going to do that to Tennessee? I missed that part. Are you getting just a moving company? I think Laura mentioned moving company.
We're getting it's called a U-Pack.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's like a pod. We have that.
Like a pod, except 28 feet.
Oh, okay.
The pods are only 14 foot by 8 foot tall.
Yeah, they only go so big.
They're going to have a 25-foot trailer they can fill up.
Nice.
Yeah, so plus I have my stepdad left me a bunch of woodworking stuff, so we got to get that out of our other container.
Yeah, you do.
So we're going to get all of that in one shot. So that's going to be.
Okay.
And mother's furniture.
So it'll be packed up tight.
Yeah.
Okay, now just a safety thing here, Chris. Do not put your mother-in-law in the trailer, okay?
It's my mother.
Oh, no, it's your mom. That's right.
I can do that since it's my mom. So
that's right. It's Prepper 101 that's always doing it to his mother-in-law, right?
That's right. It is Prepper 101. Always wanting to sell his mother-in-law in our chats and stuff.
Although I may want to put my mother-in-law in there with my mother, so.
Keep her company.
Yeah.
I can chit-chat on the way up.
I'm taking care of the chickens now, so is that a good idea?
I don't know.
My mom always comes here for eggs,
Yeah.
Takes a couple dozen home at a time.
Oh, you have nothing to offer her to appease the goddess in her? Here, go in peace, please. Is that what you give Chris? Okay.
Yeah. She's like, My mom, she's like, you can leave anything with me, and maybe I'll just have to drive it over.
Oh,
Next door or something like that.
so Chris is thinking we really got to pack this tight and well. What do we stack on what?
The last time my mom drove me somewhere,
Besides crazy,
she wouldn't get on the freeway. She wanted to take all the back roads, and this
That's
is
my mother
at
when I
night
used to
in the middle of the day.
Yep.
And just, I'm white knuckling it the whole way home. And so I'm like, oh yeah, just drive to Tennessee, Mom, from Portland, Oregon.
Oh my gosh. Might want to like send her a plane ticket. Be like, okay, you can come at such and such a time. We've planned it for you to come up and see us. That way she at least has a time and she won't just do one of those like, I'm here. I just thought I'd come up and see you and surprise you.
I was trying, and she would do that. She's
just show up.
Well,
Chris is like, what? Let's talk about this. What are you talking about?
It's actually pretty good. I lay out pretty clear boundaries.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I did that too. My mother would just repeat herself.
Mother, we're newlyweds. You can't just stop in.
Oh Lord!
I remember in college, like, I went by to give them their wedding gift, and I know they were home. Their car was there, but nobody came to the door. And my friend was like, "Duh, they're newlyweds," and I'm like, "Oh, so embarrassed."
And we've made it full circle to the belts again, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, all right, so you've got that and you're going to be stacking it to the ceiling. That's what we did. We did that. It's just you have to be careful, too, to secure everything inside because it moves so much. We had a problem with my cousins packed it, which I'm ever so grateful, but we could hardly get the door open because certain things just slid forward underneath other things and over things. So it's like you have to secure every single level as it's going back.
What we did on ours is we used plywood in between each section. And
that's a great idea.
Tied across with poly rope and just tied it up. And then at the very end, we had the last piece of plywood, pushed it as hard as I could, and we still had a problem getting the door open, but it was because something had fallen down that was in the front. It was stupid.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the whole thing pushed forward toward the door. It was because we bulkheaded it like every 4 feet.
Yeah. That's really good, except for that'll cost them about $5,000 just for the the wood. Okay.
Well, yeah, the plywood is more expensive now. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Maybe you could get some inexpensive, like I don't know, what do you call that stuff they put on the interior walls that people are taking down in older homes?
Wood paneling.
Paneling.
Yep, that word, paneling.
Yeah, because you got the ropes tied across it, so it's not like the wood has to be super strong. Yeah. It's just there to give it that little extra bit of stay there.
Yeah, stability.
Yeah, when we moved from Colorado, we did the same thing. But I did have like 2 movers come and help, but quite a bit of stuff for just 2 of us. But it was, my son and I. But our whole house.
Yeah.
So this case, I don't know. I mean, I might end up doing that, not because there's a lot. I mean, literally, we have.
Yeah, but we don't know how much your mother's going to bring.
Well, she doesn't have that much stuff. No. But we have. I mean, like this fancy desk we're at is a piece of plywood, and it's an L shape and a piece of particle board on the other on sawhorses.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah.
So you got some wood there.
Antique, eh?
It's the way he can get it high enough to get his knees.
Oh yeah.
It works.
And, that's right.
But I mean, we don't. I mean, literally in our bedroom, we have our bed. We have our armoire and 2 dressers. Well, 3 dressers with mine. And this room, this file cabinet, I haven't opened it in years. I need to get rid of all the crap, and I know I've just been moving it around. But like these 2 bookcases and 2 chairs from downstairs and our table, there's a little roll top down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about really all we're taking as far as furniture.
Okay.
So, I mean,
be careful with the roll top. Faye had an older desk, and when I went to move it out, it kind of like folded down on itself because it got caught on the door when I was trying to push it out on the. We had a little hand cart that had an extended aluminum piece so that I could pick the desk up. And as soon as it got caught on the door, I pushed real hard, and the whole desk went right down.
Oh, like on the top
I was like,
part?
oh, God. Yeah. The top and the desk drawers and everything just went flat.
My husband, who's, I don't know what, he was trying to be helpful. He did with my favorite armoire. He destabilized it before he moved it down the stairs. He took the back piece off and then decided, took the doors off at least, but then decided to move it down the stairs, which of course it just went and
that's kind of like what happened to her desk. And I felt so bad because that desk was like 30 years old, but it wasn't, a huge deal, but
to get a new one.
True. Yeah, that's what she was planning on, I think. She said, here, take the desk out.
Way to go, Bruce. You didn't win any points or influence any friends or wives.
I got a free used one again, an armoire. I wish I would have went for the new one. We got off easy.
She got a new one. It was a pain in the butt to put together, but we got a new one.
So how are you guys adjusting to old Tennessee? You liking it?
We're loving it back here. But of course, you got to remember we came from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. So you're dealing with the snow and all the BS there and the different wackadoodles in Pittsburgh, kind of like you're dealing with over there in Oregon.
Yeah.
So when we got down here, we're like, oh, it's nice and quiet. I mean, every once in a while we're here, the fire truck, because the fire station's like 3-4 blocks away. Every once in a while we'll hear the fire engine going out. And the first week we were here, there was somebody down the street, just down to the east of us, that I guess they had somebody that was older in that house that was having a heart attack like every week because the ambulance, the police car, and the fire truck were coming down the street that's right in front of us with the lights on and the sirens on. First time I heard it, I was like, oh, hell, are we back in Calgary? Thought I was back in Pennsylvania. Yep. And I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then it stopped happening, so it must not have resulted in anything too seriously because we'd see them driving out without the lights on, and then they'd come back in a week and leave again without the lights on. So something stupid was happening down there. But other than that, it is super quiet down here. We've got just over a half acre. So, I mean, it's not massive huge, but, we're just far enough out of the city that we don't have to worry about the city BS. Mm-hmm. We still have the services and stuff, so we've got good cable here. The cable, I was shocked. Our cable here, we get 200 megabytes per second for less than we were paying for 100 megabytes per second up in Pittsburgh area. Wow. And we're getting it for less than we were paying there. I was like, oh yeah, that's a win.
Yeah. So
What's
you say,
Go ahead.
Pittsburgher, do you say I'm a Pittsburgher?
No, you're a Yinzer.
Yinz?
Y-I-N-Z. That's Pittsburghese.
Yinzer?
Yins. What are Yins doing today? That's how they talk down in Pittsburgh, some of the different sections of Pittsburgh. It's called Pittsburghese. Yep.
That's so wild.
I like that, but I think you should, if you're from Portland, they say you're a Portlander. Well, if you're from Pittsburgh, you should be a Pittsburgher.
You're a Yinzer.
I don't like that as well, Bruce.
If you still watch football, the next time you hear that the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing, listen to what the guys in the booth are saying. They'll say, "Yeah, all them Yinzers are here." And they'll say it because that's what everybody calls them, is Yinzers, because that's the thing there.
I'll have to listen
for that. It
makes
sense, Bruce.
It makes sense to them.
It makes sense to all the Yinzers.
Pittsburgher. You're a Pittsburgher. Sounds so much.
But then they would be too close to the floppy cheeseburger one.
From the
Courtney's
what?
channel.
Cheeseburger on Courtney's live.
Chris doesn't know about that, I don't think.
Oh,
No.
well, it's
Cheeseburger?
9:28.
Just think of other things that
Abby's not in the
coffee.
I don't know what you speak of.
He's like, no
He's
idea,
going to make
honey.
her say it is what it is.
Yeah.
And she's
I
not.
can't remember
He's
the
following
name of
along.
that.
She knows what he's trying to do. She's like, nah, we ain't playing that game.
So, and they also say Ewins over there too, right? Ewins.
That's yins. That's what yins is.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
you wins or you all. That's yins.
So my expression for the South is going to be y'allins.
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 Sounds like you're from New Orleans.
It's funny
Almonds.
here in Tennessee though,
Almonds.
because there's a lot of people all over the place when we go to stores and stuff, and they of course have the Southern twang. And as soon as we speak without any twang at all, oh, y'all are new here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just moved here a few months ago.
Yeah,
How could you
You're all
tell?
right.
yeah.
Because you don't talk like I do, boy.
And you got
It is kind of funny though.
boy.
Yep.
That's pretty
You got
nice that you
pretty
can qualify
teeth
as a
and pretty
boy still.
smile.
Except for that kind. Nobody wants to
Pretty
qualify as
lips.
that kind of boy.
Yeah, we're actually Tennesseans now. We have our driver's licenses. We did that the first month we were here because you only have 30 days in Tennessee to switch them over.
Yeah.
Or if they catch you driving on and it's like some big misdemeanor BS thing, you got to go to court for like years on. I was like, ugh. So we just got them out of the way. And it was stupid easy to do. It took us 5-10 minutes in there and we were done.
Oh,
It's not nothing like being in California or anywhere out west where you got to go and stand in a line for like an hour and a half.
day. It's like a day.
We walked
here.
in the door. We waited like 5-10 minutes. We were at the thing. They were immediately creating our driver's licenses. Initially, you'll get a paper license that you just put in your wallet because they transmit all the information over to a center that actually prints out the driver's licenses. And they'll send them to you in the mail. And it takes about 7 to 10 days. Then you get it and you're good. And they're good for 5 years instead of just the 3 or 4 a lot of places do.
You had to tell her that, Bruce.
Yeah.
Now that's going to be on the first thing when we get there.
Gotta get our licenses, remember? Is that what you
When
mean?
we get there, then we need to get over to the driver's license place. Well, the driver's license place is like one driver's license place for the whole stupid county,
That's how
150,000
ours
people.
is. Yeah.
So it takes forever, and there's all
Mhm.
kinds of lines. So I'll just send her over there by herself, though. Cause
You don't have to go to that one, though. You can go to any driver's license center in the entire state. So if you find someone somewhere else that's closer to you, you can go there and do it. You just have to have something that proves what your address is and what county you live in.
Yeah.
And they don't care. You can go anywhere else.
Probably need to get
Oh my God, he's being too quiet. Let
address
me check.
for our land first.
You don't get an
Yeah.
address for our land until we start building on it, and they give us an address.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, what you'd probably have to do is bring your rental agreement if you're getting a rental, like an apartment or something.
right.
You probably have to bring that with you. And then you probably have to wait until you got like an electric bill there because they'll accept like an electric bill, a lease agreement or something like that.
Yeah.
That'll prove your residency.
I'm not going to be in any hurry to switch my license over because it's cost me a fortune to switch my CDL over.
No, the CDLs down here are cheap.
Oh, good.
All that you have to do is you got to make sure that all your endorsements are good and they're not going to run out because when you get your CDL down here, it'll be for 5 years as well.
Yeah, no, it's the same here. But when I switched it from Washington to Oregon, it was like $250.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't do that to me when I did it from California to Pennsylvania. I got the hell out of here as soon as I could.
From California?
Yeah.
Is that where you're originally from?
Yep. San Diego.
Yeah.
San
I used to
Diego?
live near Switchfoot, my favorite band.
Switchfoot.
So what?
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I love that. band.
Actually, I like some of their.
Oh.
I am not as like, I haven't been to one of their
You're not
concerts
wearing
since
your hearing
2020.
aids.
Shh. Quiet.
Even the online ones.
trouble.
You know, they're the joke of like, who's your favorite Christian band? Switchfoot. Who's your favorite non-Christian band? Switchfoot.
Yeah.
Right there.
Because we were,
Yeah. You're kind of like a wild kid if you're listening to Switchfoot at certain churches.
Yeah.
Y'all is what we say. Stephanie, I'm wanting to say my own things. And if I want to say y'all, y'all plus some more. Y'allins.
Y'allins.
Welcome. Y'allins is welcome here.
Somebody's going to think you're from New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
Y'allins?
Y'allins.
You allins.
All of Are you all in? It sounds like that's what it is. Are y'all in for this madness?
Oh, Louisiana, yuck. That is a...
I had to go down and pick up fireworks down there one time. I hated it down there.
Oh my goodness. I'd rather live in New Mexico than...
Yeah, it was...
Under a triangle.
Everything was hot, steamy and everything. And it wasn't even like there were good beaches, so there were cute women walking around or something. I mean, it sucked.
Scenery was lacking, in other words.
Yes, exactly. We didn't live there. It was just, I had to go down there and pick up some fireworks for one of the fireworks companies that I was driving for because I had my CDL. Of course, fireworks are hazardous materials, so they had to have CDL drivers to drive their fireworks around. So I go and do that for, it was about a week over 4th of July weekend. And that was with Pyrotechnics over in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And
wow,
it was like $450, $500 they'd pay you for just driving for the week because they had to have somebody who had a CDL with hazardous materials endorsement, yada yada, and then they could actually drive the truck for them. And you couldn't have any types of accidents. No.
Me too.
No, even when they come over on a boat.
Oh, okay.
One of the last years that I was getting ready to do it was like 2009, 2010. And that was when they had that fireworks plant over in China that had blown up on the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were freaking out. That's why I had to go down to Louisiana to pick up fireworks because they had extras down there from a show that didn't go off. So they loaded them onto the truck that I got and took them all the way up to Pennsylvania because they couldn't get... They had this one 16-inch shell that they needed for this one show, and they couldn't find one anywhere except for their location down in Louisiana. So guess who got elected?
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, that wouldn't be good, Purple T-Bear. I was just joking. That'd be big fireball in the sky.
Yeah.
Actually, now thinking about it, that certain country that wants to go after Taiwan, don't they have a nice New Year with lots of those going?
Yep.
When is that?
It's
I don't know
Chinese New Year.
I know, but I don't know what month it falls in.
It's in January. It's like the end of January, beginning of February, I believe.
Yeah. I just sent something, I think, to you and I think Bob. No, Gil, about the army. Like, it's a channel that I watch about something going on in Taiwan.
Yep.
Getting closer to January wouldn't be a bad time for something to possibly happen.
Well, I think actually what they're going to actually do is because China's real big on having, their chest puffed out and everything. Yeah. They want to act like they're the big heroes, so they'll probably wait until after the Winter Olympics. And then they'll do the stupidity because they want everybody to be revering them because they pulled off the great Olympics and everything,
Y'all have a good night.
Oh, that was Stephanie.
Nice, Stephanie.
Yeah, I mean the paper dragon. I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, I'll tell you, they're definitely cleaning our clock in a lot of different ways because we've been asleep at the switch for so long. Yeah.
Well, he's got to take a nap every day. Come on, you're being unreasonable now, Chris.
Yeah, well, we're the fat drunk rolled up outside the bar, that's got a wallet full of cash and nothing else better to do it than spend it on wine, woman, and song. And
that sounds like a good plan. How do you make that happen again?
I think we've stayed there for too long. It's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And you stay there too long, and then pretty soon, you're not fat anymore, nor do you have any money. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't
True.
think they've cleaned our clock, especially when you talk about corporate espionage.
Yeah, they did.
Through the absolutely off the chain with what they've stolen from us, and again, we're very complacent, and that's going to be to our undoing. But not only corporately, but also in the faith sense as well. That the reality is that most people do believe in God. And it's great, but the problem also is that it's still this weird. We're kind of in this weird position where people have kind of like that whole thing. They've kind of fallen asleep, and people won't say, "Well, this is right," because you have these other people that will shout you down and scream at you and tell you these awful, horrible things because you disagree.
Yeah.
But I like what Billy Graham said. He would always just say, "The Bible says."
Yeah.
You can argue with God all you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with me. Oh, you don't like me? Okay, great. I mean,
but the Bible says.
But the Bible says, the Bible says. And it's really interesting, though, but, in the sense that we've lost our moral compass. And
they designed it that way. That I remember them talking about they wouldn't be able to get at us as long as we were a moral country. They wouldn't be able to weaken us.
It's all part of the plan. I mean, when you see the devil troll, she was just up talking on the news about the fact that, oh man, I wish I could remember the exact headline. The devil troll name starts
Circle
with
back
a C.
troll.
The devil troll. The name starts with a C and ends with an N. She was just talking about something about, what was it? It was really good. It was like, it was something to the effect of, it's their playbook. They always accuse everybody else of what they're doing. Well, she was saying the exact same thing. She basically was saying, oh, all of these people are doing this now. And it's like, are you kidding me? They've just absolutely linked you to the fact that you were behind this whole dossier, all of this fake stuff, and you're behind it. And then you have the temerity and the gall and absolute amoral godless.
Yeah. But it's like, why are they ping-ponging it back between two parties that are very similar in their
because that keeps that person out of the middle, and that's what they're aiming for. Because you can't have that name sullied, not like they did anything wrong.
But I mean, just why are they calling attention to it now? It's like such old news. It's like the way that they manipulate stories. It's okay. It's all right. My mom just called out and scared him.
Oh.
She just wants time with you. It's okay. No, not right now. Okay. No, thank you. You say no, thank you. It's okay. She's not going to come get you. Okay, we got a little fear going on. It's just grandma. It's okay. It's okay. So this is Malachi. He'd like to join the line.
Hello, Malachi.
Look, my friends are up there. Yeah, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Can you get down and go back over there? No. Okay. Is Mommy gonna help?
No.
Can you go over in this seat right here?
I want to hang out here. Good.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much its answer for everything. Is that word?
Yep.
I see you. Yes, you're something special. All right. You could do.
Oh my.
Love you. Oh my gosh, poor kid. Scared the crap out of him. She'll crawl out of her bedroom. And it was like, He forgets that she's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's running towards her room. He needs warm up time. I don't know how they can work that out. I have no idea. That's good. But I don't understand like how certain it's like there's just certain news that makes people so angry that it's like, oh, let's talk about that again. Well, why? Why are we talking about that again? What's going on over here that we need to know about? Like I'm getting tired of the game.
Right.
So
yeah, it's all
It's
misdirection,
a shell
right?
game. Yeah, it's just the shell game.
yeah.
Yeah, whenever they start telling you to focus on something, I start looking for other things. Like, okay, what else is going on here?
Yeah.
What's happening that they don't want us to pay attention to?
This
Yeah.
new virus.
Yeah, but that's also something
It's-
I think they did to look over there.
Yeah.
And now look over there. That's one that really gets you upset.
Well, it's going to continue. All these variants, they're going to continue to come along, and they're going to continue to beat the same drum, fakey, fakey news. It's going to be all the same thing, do this and don't do that. And again, if
just
it
follow
was
the money and you know what's going on.
yeah, this is a complete money play.
Control and money.
If it wasn't, and if it wasn't political, this wouldn't even be a conversation. We'd all just be like, okay, I mean, okay, that makes sense. But when you have goalposts that continually move, in June it was get vaccinated. I mean, get inoculated, get impregnated, whatever. Wear 2 masks.
Laura, do you have news for us?
No. I think a lot of that did happen during 2020 when people are at home.
Well, there wasn't much else to do, right?
Get these things done and wear your double mask. That was June.
Yep.
And
never ever would we have shutdowns ever again. Every time he says never ever something, within 3 to 6 months, guaranteed he's going to do it.
Well, and that's what I always tell her. So when we're arguing, she says, "You always do this," and I said, "Look, you never always do anything. You never." That's what I always tell her, and it's funny, but I always say, "You never always do anything." She's like, "Well, you never do this." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I probably do that sometimes." "Well, you always do this." No, yeah, you're probably right. I probably have done that sometimes, but I don't always do anything, never the same. So, anyway.
Oh, my.
You must be a joy to argue with Chris.
So
way around an argument.
Are your eyes glazing over?
Yes.
But,
he is a joy to argue with. He just...
Get the jab and then wear your double masks. Then it was like, oh, well, you don't need to do that. You got the jab, so you're good. And then here, that was within a month. And I had the pleasure to be back here. And then it's like, oh, well, now you need to put your protective face lie covering on. And it's like, and it was just amazing how it's all switched. They're talking here now that they think that maybe by the spring of 2022, then they won't have to wear the fake face loincloth. But
loincloth.
Wow, that's pitiful.
Yeah, it is absolutely pitiful. Especially
they're rerunning the story. Remember, that was what they were saying back in 2020. By the spring of 2021, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. True. And everybody will be able to get this, and everybody's going to be protected for the rest of their lives and everything. Yeah.
After 3 more inoculations, maybe 4. Yeah. Oh, 5. No, sorry, it's 6. Oops. Oh, maybe there's a 7th coming.
But that's the point. Is it's because it's become a moving goalpost, and one day it's one thing, and then the next day it's something different. You can look on the NIH. I'm always trying to NAIA, National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics.
But for our medical information, okay.
NIH. You go to the NIH website. And
be nice to Carol.
I was being nice. I was trying to talk. It's like with you, I'm trying to talk.
Oh yeah? Have you seen Viper? Okay.
Eyes are glazing over again.
That's the thing
on that makes her eyes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's
it's
a filter
thing on my camera. Mm-hmm.
That's a filter.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you're not doing that intentionally?
No, it's just when I move my eyes will do that. It'll like jump off. My little eyelashes will jump off and move around. See?
It's actually imposed over the picture.
It's
Yeah.
in post.
It reads where her eyes are, and it puts those eyelashes
it
on
loses-
and those
yeah.
eyeballs.
And if it
Oh.
loses me, it looks like I'm
That's
freaking out
weird.
or doing something
Kind of
with my eyes.
creepy. Not you, I'm just saying.
I love it. It's awesome. I want these contacts in real life. Woo!
Oh my.
Where was we? I forgot.
Uh,
Oh, the NIH study.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've talking about the interesting thing is about the antiviral that doesn't work, for the flu. Interesting thing is this is an NIH study, and they actually absolutely talk about the efficacy of that pill that actually works and has done a great job, especially in early onset, to help people so that it doesn't get to this horrible spot. And I just don't need a computer.
He's got these weird.
He's got these little eye deals that he'll pop into his eye sockets, and it's like from a mask or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're really weird eyes. You'd love it, Chris.
Googly eyes. I'll just randomly put them on.
But the interesting thing is the NIH, is all part of this study, and they're saying that, yeah, it absolutely has shown that it's done a very good job. And it's like, how is that? That this, you can have all this information over here, all this information over here, but yet then there's other people. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it's a lie. Natural immunity doesn't exist, when that's been a part of medical study forever when it comes to viruses.
Yeah.
Well, you do realize why that happened, right, Chris?
What's that?
You do realize why that happened, right? Because the patent that was on that specific one had run out, and they just reapplied for it and didn't get it until the end of last year. And now, as soon as they got the new patent on it, and they can charge whatever they want to anyone who wants to make it anymore, now it's back into favor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Follow the money.
Yeah, so it became a generic, in other words, because the time period ran out, and then unless they change a particular spot of the formulation of it, then they can re-up the patent on it, so to speak. So it's
for
still
20 years.
Right. So, well, yeah, again, that is the whole point, is it is money driven and it's politically driven. So, which makes people that may not feel comfortable with that, this whole notion that, if you've done it and you've taken the plunge on it, so to speak, then okay, yeah, you're a great person and we'll accept you in our society. But again, they're creating this division.
Yeah.
Well, and then again, they're shouting everybody down with this misinformation.
They raided.
They
raided Project Veritas after Veritas blew that wide open, and it had all of Pfizer's scientists admitting that our immune system is much better than getting that thing. Oh, he had them on camera.
They just got raided too.
Yeah, they raided them, like you said, shutting people down. Yeah, they raided them.
Absolutely. And and there was a big deal about them getting raided because it was in response to Ben Hayden's daughter. They have Ben Hayden's journal, the journal from Ben Hayden's daughter.
I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar.
Let's go, Brandon.
Go, Brandon.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Ben Hayden, because he's Ben Hayden in the bunker. Ben Hayden.
There's so many nicknames for him. I'm just like, who? Who is that? Okay.
No news to see here, but they did his physical. Of course, it did not include a cognitive test, of course, because he could not pass that.
It absolutely did. That's what they were trying to get at when they gave him the colonoscopy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. There is a brain up here. Look,
they're looking around. Where is the damn thing?
Here's evidence.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
Yeah, but so Project Veritas, right, which is James O'Keefe.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So they got Ben Hayden's daughter's journal, and then all of a sudden the FBI raids them. So
wow. I wonder who.
Shocking the timing, huh?
Yeah, isn't it amazing? And he offered to give it back and everything. And this, I think, was before. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I do know that they have Ben Hayden's daughter's journal. And
I wonder if they
when you
still
got a
have
son like Hunter
copies.
Biden, I mean, there's not really many secrets, that are.
No.
I mean, it's all out in the open, but nobody, of course, is going to say anything about it. But again, if that's number 45, you're all over that. And the story would never end. And then it would be about, well, they must do that to get votes and all this other stuff. I mean, it would just cascade.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that there's nothing to see here.
No, nothing. Not like he molested his own daughter or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
what's? Yeah, that's probably what's in that journal, because they've kind of come out to.
Well, he is
say that she's kind of hinted towards that in the past.
That's the suggestion.
That's what I've heard too.
Really? Well, he is
Well, look at how he sniffs children still to this day.
Child hair sniffer. Yeah. It's kind of like for some people it's glue, but for him it's children's hair.
And how he fell out of the shower going after the dog. Who the hell knows what he was going after in the shower? Or who knows who he was going after? And he hurt himself. Whatever.
Wow.
He's sick.
The depravity knows no bounds.
But a lot of those elites are like that because they basically see themselves as demigods.
As
Once they get to like a demigod, a little god.
Yeah.
Nothing's withheld from them at a certain point, so they keep pushing the limit.
They absolutely are, though. Think about it.
Oh yeah, they are.
They can do whatever they want in life.
Yeah.
They can, I mean, well, see,
Elon is more so the way that he can manipulate.
Do whatever they want.
That's right.
Until they turn on each other.
Yes, and eat each other alive.
Well, no, but not only that is even that. I mean, look at what I mean though is they can do all of this in this life. They can have trappings. They can have, the greatest vacations and these great houses and these great places and all these great servants of every color to serve them.
All vanity.
And they can have all of these wonderful things. They can have these human play toys that they, that they operate with and matching it. And they can do all of these things. But at the end of the day, there's one judge and he's perfect. And to me, so I kind of look at it like that. I have to kind of see it that way because for me, otherwise there's no justice because I look at this and I think it's disgusting. It's despicable. You have these people that
they think
are
they're
horrible.
Getting away with
it. They do. They do. That's why they keep pushing it more. But that's also, I mean, to take it down lower, like even the gift of grace, I think sometimes we do that. Like we have that grace period that God gives everybody, and you push the limits of that grace because nothing's come down on you yet. And them more so, they're even more protected, like what Chris was saying, and given more, and they don't think about it until something like they turn on one another. Like I still can't figure out how there's so much insider trading up in Washington, and yet Martha Stewart got caught. It's like
because they passed a law. They passed a law that they can insider trade.
Oh my gosh. When was that law passed though?
It's a little different than that actually. The 60 Minutes
when was it though?
It doesn't really matter, but 60 Minutes did a piece on this some years ago, and basically there was this fellow. There was this fellow that was he was a congressman, I believe, and he was going around and asking people, did they know about this bill? And they were doing all this in camera. They're like, no, we don't know anything about this bill. Well, he basically was bringing that up. This was the fall of that year, and I want to say this is around 2010 to 2013, somewhere in that time period. And he's asking everybody about it. They're doing this on camera, and they're like, yeah, we don't know about it. This is in the fall. By that spring, they passed a law against insider trading because they used to be able to do that. And then very interestingly enough, they passed that. And then in the next term or the next session, they quietly wrote it back into law to allow them to do it. So, I mean, this is Animal Farm exemplified again and again and again that they're allowed to do things. Some pigs are more equal than others, and these pigs, you know what they say: pigs get fat, but hogs get slaughtered. So
yeah, well, that's what we're getting basically. We're just getting cold.
We're getting we're getting the exact opposite. We're getting the absolute leftovers, and after they've self-dealed each other, silly.
And the people that are middle class are on the chopping block.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Which doesn't make sense other than, I guess, because once we're wiped out, everybody will have to depend on the handouts.
You have to depend on the mastering. The crumbs off the table.
You can control the population
more.
If they're dependent upon you.
Yeah. Well, that's what they strive for. I mean,
well, somebody was telling me we did that in Panama, that our country did that we landed there. And no, that we landed there and basically created enemies, but I mean, we created kind of a socialism construct there where, got them all on a soup kitchen basically, or one meal a day to get their loyalty. I don't know what year that was, because you guys would probably have more insider information about that, but basically burnt down certain things that were the bourgeois or just the regular everyday people, all their stuff, constructed a hangar, and the ones that wanted to comply could come and get a meal every day in the meal line. Not food like a bag of rice and some water. You had to come for each meal. Yeah. So I don't know how. Yeah, exactly. And it was us doing it. We did it, and it wasn't. I don't know what year it was though. I need to confirm it. I didn't know if you guys knew anything about it. But well,
I would say that probably was happening back in like the 19-teens.
Okay.
Like back when that was Theodore Roosevelt that started the Panama Canal, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe he was the one that
history. History's history in my brain.
Yeah, I mean, Panama is an interesting place. That's I don't know. I spent a few weeks there.
Yeah.
It was kind of.
Tell us about it. I want to hear about it. Like, what is like?
Oh, just in processing. So in processing to go to Honduras, but it was really interesting because like you could go down by the airfield. I think where they took Noriega. We were right down by there, kind of seeing that. But there was also right by there was this Spanish church from like the 1600s. The walls are like this thick.
Yep.
Can't do my camera right. I'm backwards. This thick, way thick.
Wow. But, fortress.
It was interesting. It was a pretty nice place for the most part. The interesting thing is that we went to me and two other guys. We went to go snorkeling, and I knew some Spanish from high school and whatnot, but I wasn't very recent in my Spanish. So here we are, 3 gringos in a car in the middle of Panama in the middle of the night, going out to this island to go snorkeling the next day. What could go wrong?
Hi, Mountain Grandma.
And
hey, Mountain Grandma.
So we kind of set out on this journey, and we get into Angeles. It was one of the most dangerous towns in Panama. Of course we didn't know. And I'm driving because I was always the driver in Honduras and then in Panama as well.
The truth is, he probably would.
Costa Rica.
Probably wanted to be the driver.
Driving.
No, that's not true.
That might be my husband too. He would want to do the driving.
I wasn't the ranking guy, so I was the driver. That's how that works.
Oh, that's how.
The ranking person sits in the right front seat.
Yeah, that's the person that's in charge. Anyway, thank you for that, Bruce. It would be lost on her, but
I don't know. My dad drove around colonels, so I'm not sure. And majors.
Right? What was your dad?
And he was only a staff sergeant.
No, right. That's exactly right. He would drive them around.
He would drive them around. And if they were sitting in the car next to him, they would sit in the right seat.
God.
Yeah, makes.
I'm in England. Sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
But
she's thinking the driver's on the right side. What?
Because he's
oh Lord.
Sorry.
So we get through this town, and I'm botching my way through, directions and la izquierda, a la derecho, and I'm like, I'm working it out, and we get to this hotel, this motel, whatever it is, motel, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and they're like, "What the heck are these people doing, showing up?" And this is literally out. I don't know, it was an hour and a half out of Panama or something. So we get there, and not too much exciting happened. Stayed the night, and went snorkeling the next day. Had the most amazing coconut water on the beach, and our compadre was eating some burgers, and we go over to the island, we do our thing, then we come back and get in the car and try to get back to Panama. Well, the whole way we're driving back, he's in the back, and he's burping the most awful, foul. It was like oral farts. It was so horrible.
Oh no!
Because he's just burping, and this burger or whatever it was he ate, which was probably like pork and beef, and it was just it's the most disgusting thing. Anyway, memorable for me, as you could tell. We get back, and it literally takes us probably 3 hours to get back to the base, because we could not find our way for the life of us. It wasn't like we had any GPS in 1990.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I remember those days.
1997, 1998, probably. Yeah. So
anyway,
it was interesting, and then I did a good bit of driving in Costa Rica too, with the embassy's armored Suburban, because again I was the driver. So
did Panama have pretty clear water though? Like, did you guys get do you remember?
I mean, it was pretty decent. It wasn't. It was pretty decent. It was okay. I mean, I never been snorkeling anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like it was kind of a cloudy day.
That'll mess up visibility.
Yeah, and so we didn't really get to see a whole lot, but it was really just kind of let's get out and do this, and so we kind of did it. But it was interesting, just trying to make our way along, and we didn't get macheted to death along the way, so it all worked out well.
Yeah, we got back okay, and
we didn't get macheted.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't mess around with those machetes.
No,
I was actually just watching that in countries where they remove guns. It's like, okay, and then they'll take knives, and it's like, well, people like they go for sticks. They learn how to fight with sticks. They learn how to make their own knives out of wood, and like what Bob talks about, it was actually the Philippines. That was what they were saying, where our nest came from, where that style of fighting came from, was when their guns were removed. And the people found they had to find ways to defend themselves, and an art form was born.
Well, and again, it's any of the regimes that have come in, Pol Pot, the Communist Revolution, all of those. I mean, you take away the guns first, and then you're able to. I mean, what are you going to stand against? What is there to stand against? You have no way to really defend yourself.
No,
but. But at any rate, Panama was kind of neat and interesting. And when I'll tell you, you're running PT, and when that sun hit you, it felt like you're gonna die, because that far to the south, so much closer to the equator. That sun hits you, just the light from it. It's like, oh my goodness, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And this poor white guy.
Oh yeah.
Who glows in the dark.
Must have singed you pretty good there.
That's another thing. One time at band camp,
One time at band camp.
I was playing my
He's
flute at
never
band
been
camp.
at band camp.
I'm not even going to ask what his flute was. I'm not going to walk into that one.
This one time,
been around a few too many years. I know where that was going.
Is that how you earn some extra stripes? Is that what?
What?
Oh God!
Did you earn some extra stripes?
That's where Bruce was going.
Oh Lord!
That's not okay. Oh, I don't even.
You sure you weren't in the army there, Carol?
Found it, Carol.
Daughter of a vet, married to
Oh my!
So.
I was at the swimming pool, and being white, I mean, I am, fairly pale-ish. Swimming, I was in there for like a half hour, and again, that far south. I tell you what, it's the worst thing I've ever had because I got sunburn on my back, and I tried to put some aloe on it, all by myself. I'm doing this and getting it on here, and I go through all of this, and in my back, literally, it feels like I'm going to come out of my skin.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so horrible. I'm laying on my rug in my little hooch, my little room, and it was kind of like a commercial rug almost. So it's not like it was a nice, soft, shaggy rug to rub on, but it was like, hard, durable, crusty. Yeah, and I like
sandpaper.
I had to run over to the medics, and they gave me some Benadryl. And
that helps. So the solar cane with the aloe.
It was absolutely horrible though, but that aloe had that solar cane aloe, and I mean, I don't know if it was that or what it was. I've never had a reaction like that, but it was.
You did have the one with the cane in it. Yeah, some people do react to it, not in a favorable way. And if it's old too, it can give you a chemical burn on top of your burn.
Wow.
So I didn't do that again. One and done for me.
One and done.
One burn and done.
He said, "You only have to do that to me once, and I learned, damn it."
Yeah.
Me, I have to do things a couple of times. So
Yeah.
I'm a little slow.
I had proms to go to in high school. I had to do it a few times to get that browning just right.
Oh my!
I laid out on aluminum foil one year and sprayed myself with paint. I'm like, heck, if it works for meat in the oven, it should work for me.
Oh my!
Yep. I got a nice case of skin poisoning across my whole chest. I wonder why. But it was the next day. It didn't happen at prom. I only looked kind of lobster brownish at prom.
Yeah, wow.
You tried to bronze yourself Oompa Loompa style or what?
Yeah, totally. Pretty much, yeah. I had the iodine and the olive oil out too. Yeah, I was trying all the quick tanning methods. So I just left it to the last moment.
I've got a little secret for you.
It's basically tanning in the 80s in Florida is what they were doing. Pretty much.
I had a Miami Vice tux when I went to prom with this girl.
Ooh.
Oh Lord!
Did you really?
Yeah, I was styling. I can tell you that I had hair and everything back then.
You just probably spent too much time just working that hair back in the day.
I didn't go to prom. I was too busy going to college during high school and working.
Yeah, you were too smart for your own good, Missy. Too smart. I went to prom 5 times. You figured out.
What?
I went to prom 5 times. I said, I'll leave that for you guys to figure.
5 times.
4 times when you were in, and then your boyfriend was a year behind you, right?
Yeah, sort of. Maybe.
Yeah,
See, figured that out, didn't I?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you did.
That didn't sound good, Bruce.
Maybe. I don't think so, but okay. I'll go with that one.
The verbal optic there.
Yeah, no, I didn't date anybody that was younger than me out of high school.
And then, yeah.
In high school, yeah, there was a hot younger guy I dated because he was hot. Just a little bit younger.
And she just gave herself up.
He was hot. He was only 1 year behind me.
Is that what you're trying to say?
He was in high school, though. I was not out of high school. I didn't do that.
Well, at least
I knew that meant jail time.
Self-respecting cougar would do that. Right?
Yeah. Hey, he had a Chevy Nova.
I don't know. I'm not a cougar. I always date men.
She likes the old guys.
Yeah.
The older guys. It's that old soul
My first
of
husband
Laura's.
was 7 years older than me, and then
Yeah.
so I thought I'd change that a little
her.
bit. You're only 10 days older than me, so
That's right, and I don't let her forget it either. I tell her I was doing this before you. You don't even know what you're talking about. You.
Oh, what? 5 days.
13 days.
13. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
My parents, it was a 12-year difference. My daddy was robbing the cradle, and he was proud of it.
He had it going on. Your dad did.
What?
Was buttered. Your dad?
My dad was what? Yeah, he did. He had it going on. For a little engineer, he sure did. It's only like 5'4", I think. No, 5'6". I'll give Dad 5'6". He was 5'6".
Wow.
Mom and I were like 5'2". So yeah, he had the chest puff.
Tiny Tim Posey.
Hi.
Hi,
Tiny Tim Posey.
Tiny Tim. That's a song or a musician, isn't it? Tiny Tim.
Yeah, Tiny Tim was a musician, wasn't he? He sang Up Like in Here in his nasal cavity.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan.
Yep. And Tom Petty did too, I think. They were all like up in this area when they would sing songs. Must have been the thing. Like how Adele now has kind of set a standard and for how women should sing.
Her new stuff. Is it good? Did you guys hear
I
it?
haven't heard it either. I don't know what that's like listening to music. I watch YouTube videos or baby videos on TV for, the alphabet. Yeah. No. I keep that. Blippi is hard enough to deal with.
Shark.
There it is. Tiptoe through the tulips. That's what Tiny Tim did. Tiptoe through the tulips. And it was really high. Like in the next. Mm-hmm. Hey, watch it. I sing too. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
You knew what I was talking about, huh? That nasally.
We weren't saying you sang that way.
Yeah, we weren't. We were talking about the person that you named after. Are you like? I don't know. Are you from across the pond, Tim? With that name, Tiny Tim Posey. I know people are from across the pond and have that name.
Yeah, where are you from, Tim?
Thank you for asking it better, Laura.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I'll be right back getting coffee.
All right. Yeah, because I don't see a channel. I was just wondering. I need coffee too. Give me a cup. Purple tea bear.
Yep.
He doesn't have a channel.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Well, so what are you guys like? Are you timing it week by week for your move? Like going back to your week, like your move, is it like a week by this week we need to have this done? And like, is it that tight as far as, because it's a tight schedule?
Yeah. I mean, we have the moving van will be here on the 3rd. Wow. So once that's here, then we have like 4 days. Yeah. We have like 4 days after that to get it loaded. So again, I'm just concerned about timing wise that we have enough time without, if we just do it ourselves.
Yeah. I hope we do.
If we have time to do it ourselves, and I'd feel pretty good about it if my shoulders didn't still bother me, but that's what I'm kind of concerned about. I mean, today I was out swinging the old sledgehammer. Had to show my son what it was like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
great way. That and a pickaxe are a great way to, reignite old pain. Yeah.
So, but I mean, so the schedule's that basically we have to, the van will be here the 3rd. We have 4 days. And then the 11th is our drop dead day here. But so that's a Wednesday. So
Oh my gosh.
the 3rd comes, and then we have by that Thursday. So literally by that Wednesday night.
And we have to move somebody out in that time too.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm getting there. So but also the point is that so the van comes the 3rd. So that's a Tuesday. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but come Wednesday would have to be our last night staying here, because if they're picking it up Thursday, the beds would have to go in there Thursday morning, and then basically we'd be leaving, Thursday. So which would put us at really the 5th, because I think once we're loaded up, we're pretty much ready to get out of here, and they'll want to come in anyway. So
yeah, that is a tight schedule.
Tiny Tim, that's funny.
That is
size
funny.
17. That's my same size, except you have really wide feet. So, yeah. So that timing. So once we're loaded and ready, but again, we have to basically get our stuff in there, get everything from my mother's, which is like 90 miles away, get it down here, and then also at the same time we have to rent a, like a box truck, so we can go get all the tools and stuff out of our container.
So separate
over
box.
sister-in-law's.
Okay, separate box truck to go and pick up all the extra.
Yeah, and
Okay,
pick
just
that
making
stuff up all the same time, basically, while the stuff from my mom's is coming down here.
Oh
So
my
then my
gosh.
son and I can go get
Wow.
that stuff. Then the movers
Yeah.
can take all that stuff, put it in the van. Then we can take all of the, band saws and drill presses and things like that, get it in.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that would go in would be our beds, which would so literally be like Wednesday night would be the last. So that's like the 5th.
Wow.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
so it's going to be
gosh.
some tight
Yeah,
timing.
I was thinking you were for some reason leaving at the end of December. You are going to be up there for Christmas time.
No. We're
No?
the 3rd. No, we're 3rd of January.
So then how are you sleeping? You're just going to go into a place locally after you pack everything? I'm confused.
Oh,
He's hardcore. He was in the army. They can sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not after moving all that stuff into a van. I don't think so.
Yeah. No, so we're talking about the 3rd of January. So we're going to get through the holiday season. And
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said
then
December.
make our way that way.
Got it.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole point is on that side. So it'll be difficult, and then plus, at the same time, Jonah is going to have to. He's there. We got to get on top of them to figure out, make sure that they have all of that going.
Yeah.
So of course that's going to be very difficult. That's going to be the worst. It's going to be definitely the most hard, challenging thing about this whole endeavor. It's kind of making for that to happen, number one, for number two, for it not to be, to be as traumaless as possible for him, which I think it will. I think he'll do well as long as, I mean, yeah, that's a hard one. We don't really have any say in any of that. So, how that all works and how that comes together, we don't really have any, they're going to do what they're going to do. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to figure out. That's a really tight schedule.
Well, and then that's going to happen before that even. So that's basically right after Christmas. So because Christmas is his favorite time. So we wanted to do, give him as much time as possible. So
that's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, that's going to be the absolute most difficult part of all this other stuff is kind of like, well, yeah, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. But
yeah,
that's the one that's kind of lurking in the background that's going to jump up there and bite us.
Difficult. Yeah, real difficult, especially having to deal with just the state and getting that done because it's not like you can really push them too fast.
Right.
Well, and
dealt with that.
Yeah, and we're going to get a hold of them Monday and make sure and say, hey, what is your action plan? What are you guys doing?
Exactly.
Because
hold them accountable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because otherwise then we'll get to our time and literally we only have, you have to sign the papers saying what you're going to do, and we gave a date and that's all we have. So we can't really do anything else. That's what we got, because as it is, that's only about 6 days before we need to have our van packed.
Wow.
So it's not like it's a lot of time. In other words, we're not taking 2 weeks or something to get get packed. We're talking about,
and they've known almost 3-4 weeks.
Well, they've known for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then his certifier went on vacation for.
Oh, of course. That always seems to happen in the midst of something. That was like when we used to try and get our travel plans together for my dad.
I'll tell you, I want to get a pension from the federal government. I want to have time off by the state governments. And then I want to have none of the accountability that each of those enjoy. And so, I'll be in good shape.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll have a pension.
It's a great plan.
Think about this though. If and I don't begrudge anybody that has that. If you put in your time, then you get it. By all means. I'm happy for you.
God bless. Yep.
But the point is that us grunts. I wasn't a grunt, but for lack of a better word, ancient grunt. We don't have any retirement or pension or anything else. And again, people that work for that, firemen, policemen, etc., awesome.
Yeah.
But
firemen.
What's that?
Just know some firemen. We might have known one or two.
You might have what?
Known one or two firemen.
Firemen. That's
right, Bruce. Yeah. Maybe know some firemen in your time. Maybe.
Yeah, I did that for a while.
You fireman?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was volunteer fire department up in Pennsylvania. Had to go and get my national certifications, EMT certs, all that stuff. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Pager go off in the middle of the night, fire horns going off in the town. You got to run out of the house when the snow's pouring down, a foot a minute, and you got to go running down to the firehouse and jump on the pumper and go out and see if it's really a fire or not.
Your apparatus, isn't that what they call it in the business?
Yeah, you call it an apparatus operator, because usually I was the one driving, but yeah, you can call it an apparatus. I called it the truck.
I like to be up in the know, when you're talking about proper vernacular when you're in certain situations.
Oh no!
In the business,
business.
In the business.
Yeah, it was fun doing that for a while, and then the politics came into it, just like everything. Politics get into everything. And then it was like, you know what?
Person. Bruce the fire person.
Well, that's kind of where we're at with foster care. Is there's so much politics, and the requirements on foster care here in the Portland area, in the metro, or I should say, well, I can't really say the county.
But even if it didn't matter, you were still done.
Yeah.
So the reality is I think that it wouldn't have mattered if this would have been like, political free zone.
Yeah.
You're still ready to be done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I think it would have been a lot easier. I mean, there in the county that we live.
Yeah.
I am the only medical foster parent.
Yeah.
Because they all left this county because of the demands that they have put on
them. Yeah.
parents.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
and the worst thing is, I mean, you know, when Clinton talks about, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I love how you turn that into this.
You know, all I can do is just think about my poor self. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Really?
because
Oh.
you know, we don't have time, you know. Anyway.
Hey, I got a kid in my bedroom right now because of our living situation. So
yeah.
Doesn't feel sorry for it.
Oh,
it's like, yeah.
Well, I feel sorry that you
Musical
don't feel
chairs.
sorry and you lack empathy.
No, I totally relate is what I'm
She
saying.
relates.
I relate. I'm
Yeah.
feeling empathy.
So,
Kids
you know,
in my bedroom.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Tiger Queen.
Tiger Queen. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we didn't get, you know, we had a weekend off
I gotta go check the
a
situation.
year ago. We had a
Fox.
weekend off a year ago, and that was again to look at properties. So, you know.
Yeah.
And then since then, literally, we went up to Mountain Hood twice. Went up there twice because I played hooky from work, and the kid was in school, so it was like, oh wow, this is wonderful. We got to go to Carl's Jr. I don't know why I have a problem with that.
The burger place?
Carl Jr.'s, but Carl's Jr. Whatever.
Yeah.
Carl
That's
Jr.
weird.
place.
Yeah.
Hardee's for you Eastern folks.
Yep.
But we went there when my son was here, and it was like, oh, this is nice. Look, here we are. I think that was actually our first time that we actually went and did anything for. That was September, so that was the first time we did anything in 11 months.
Yeah.
But it was nice. And then we had, when we went up to Mount Hood, and that was that's been it. So I mean,
it is hard to work around too the schedule if they are. I mean, Laura told me a little bit background, but we had visitations going on, and that was constantly. I would have to be here, and it was just wait for the driver. The driver at least would pick them up. There's some states where you drive them to their visitations. Oh heck no!
Yeah,
out with his mom. Nope, I wouldn't have wanted to meet her face to face.
Yeah,
she was.
Yeah, and
nuts.
That's another layer of complexity, right? That fortunately for us, we don't.
Yeah,
we don't have to deal with that part of it, but it's just the other part that we, you know, absolutely could not get respite. I mean, do you have any ability to have respite?
They tell you do. I never experienced any, but then again, with him, we had so much going on in the last couple of years that just didn't go and look into it. You know, we didn't like the idea of him staying overnight at somebody that wasn't familiar to us, because we kind of knew we were going to adopt him, and he was at that point our child in our own mind.
Exactly.
And we wouldn't just drop our kid off at somebody's house for overnight. And that was how they handle respite here. It's usually like a full day and night, so the person can get paid who's doing the respite. But yeah, we and it was just too crazy between the visits and everything with his mom and his siblings, because he was the youngest of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Different baby daddies.
Yeah. So I mean, that makes sense. What we were having, the interesting thing is, after we first got married, we were having an issue with stairs. We were looking at these places, and they're like, absolutely not. You can't have a place with stairs. And I'm like, okay, that only excludes 80% of the house.
Yeah, that's really hard. Yeah.
And so we kind of struggled with this, and we had a rental that we had basically all lined up, and it was a split level, and so the bedroom downstairs was a split level. Yeah, so they said, oh, well, he can stay in the bedroom downstairs. And I'm like, are you guys out of your damn fool minds? We're gonna put this child that can't, really do much for himself. We're gonna put him down here while we have our bedroom, way up over here in the corner.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And so we kind of got into that, but the point is that everything worked out because
he can go up and down the stairs by himself.
Well, what it was is there was a house that wasn't too far from here, and it actually had one of those little lifts on it. On the stairs.
Yeah.
And so we got a video of him sitting in there in the little chair, and he's like, having fun time going up that.
That would have probably broke within months.
Oh, yeah. But the point is that then I think Laura we videoed him just going up and down the stairs, and the state was like, oh, okay, yeah, he can go upstairs. And then after that, it was like, okay, great. So then we didn't have any problem, and then we ended up, buying the house here. So
sounds like being in the Army. They tell you, no, you can't do that because you're going to do something stupid. And then you do it, and you show them, yeah, this is the way it works the easiest, and we get it done in half the time. They go, oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just funny though, but again, that whole rigmarole with the state, and then they saw him going up and down stairs, and I mean, he goes everywhere in our house. He doesn't have any issues. He doesn't need a wheelchair. He doesn't need anything. He goes wherever he wants to go. Without, I mean,
wherever he wants to go.
Exactly. Whether that's outside, whether that's in
apple pies. He's one of them.
On the counter.
Never saw anybody fly off their seat so fast as I saw Laura just
to the apple pie on the ground. Arby's trying to put it in the garbage.
Yeah, she dove.
His OCD, he was, oh, hey, that doesn't belong on the counter. Here, get rid of that.
Yeah.
His OCD is off the chain.
Malachi's is too. I never really thought about that because I put out like squash as decoration, but also bought ones that I could roast, dual purpose. He can't leave them alone. And I was like, that's weird. He doesn't really touch a lot of the other stuff up there, but he wants to touch because they're new. I didn't even think about it. Like it's a new thing. It doesn't belong there. Thank you. Didn't even think about that with his OCD that.
Well, Jonah, like at Christmas time, he's like, okay, the swag goes here, the lights go in the fireplace, and he tells me, he's like, no, this goes here. And this year, I'm not putting up much, I'm just kind of just did the Christmas tree. And for a week, he was so mad at me.
Because you weren't putting it up just so.
I was putting it up. I'm not unpacking a bunch of stuff to pack it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's good for him not to have his way all the time.
Yeah, it is. That's what the OT told us too. The OT would purposely trigger it,
even though
and then make him work through it.
I get physically attacked.
Yeah.
But
it's not good then. Not good.
So,
that's not good. Yeah, Malachi will get into those moods too.
I took up the rug once off the floor in the hallway to wash it, and talk about a meltdown, and I got attacked, and it was just a crazy day. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I put the rug down, and he was like, yeah, got you. I'm like, oh.
Still tantruming about
So I guess I couldn't imagine, right now he's 14 and he's pretty small, but he's growing like a weed right now. And I can't imagine him when he's there, me alone with him.
Well, and he's really strong too, is the thing. So it's not like, he's not big for a 14-year-old, but he's really strong, and he'll be nice. He'll be, doing this. And
I know. Malachi does that, and then they snap.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things that it's, that's kind of hard to hard to deal with. But I mean, now it's just I always hold his hands and I'll clap his hands or keep him busy or you
That
know. But
helps.
it's that's kind of the hard, I guess, the hard side of it because you don't know. I mean, he's headbutted me so hard right above my eye. Just I mean,
When Malachi was really little, he used to do that. He had a habit of going right and headbutting you while you were holding him as when he was like a young toddler. And when he would go into his temper tantrums. And I was like, I don't know about this. He's gotten better. Theron takes him outside, and it's different. I know totally for Jonah. It's totally different because Malachi has full use of his body. But yeah, my husband will take him out swinging and walking and just try and like wear some of that constant anxiety that's there with all that.
Jonah has a bike, but it rains so much here. He
can ride a bike?
Yeah, he's
got a 3-wheeler.
He's got a special needs bike.
It's pretty cool.
Wow. Malachi doesn't understand the concept of that, of the pedaling. We still can't, even holding his feet on. We just can't get him.
So good for him because his
it is
the weakest part of his body. And
Oh, that's great that he has that then. That's really good. But yeah, Theron takes him out for walks on the bike because Malachi wants to bring the bike. Malachi will sit on the bike, doesn't know how to pedal the bike, eventually gets off the bike, and there's Theron walking with a bike.
Right.
But I can't do all that. Yeah.
Jonah had one of those little Hot Wheel pedal cars.
I need to find those. Yeah, like the ones when we were kids. The
adult ones.
Did
I should share that video.
What?
I should share the video of you riding the adult.
Do you have an adult one?
No, that wasn't
the 3-wheeler, like where you can peel out and it's like low to the ground.
This is
permaculture,
like a big wheel. It's not a Hot Wheel. It's a big wheel.
Yeah,
big wheel. That's it. That's awesome.
And it has a rubber tire in the front, like a bike tire, and then the back. I mean, I could ride this thing. And it was supposed to be for Jonah, but it was actually too big for Jonah.
Right. Oh,
but
shoot. Then it would probably be too big. But yeah, that's a good idea. The big wheels. That was what you made me think of.
Something so he could.
Yeah.
Something so he can kind of get used to that.
Right.
That pedaling, because that's basically what it is that'll focus that motion.
He's got what is that? What's the name of his bike? Riften. The brand is
Riften is it's the same.
Yeah.
Riften is his chair
Riften.
Too. I know that's his chair too. That's sitting in there.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's special needs. It might be
bike.
Holy
because it's got a special seat on it, and
you can put it like almost like a seat belt on it, kind of thing. So it holds him on there.
Wow.
It's got special cables like on the feet too. So, and it's
Did you guys get the doctor to ask for that on his behalf?
The
physical therapist.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good to see you, Heirloom Permaculture. And preparedness. Yep.
Those are all good things.
Yeah.
Except heirlooms. What are heirlooms anyway?
Heirlooms.
Their channel's amazing.
You don't know about it because you don't have any hair like me.
Right.
The heirloom is what we weave those little things that older men wear. It's a heirloom.
See, I shave mine down because I've just used to having it for so long.
You're too cool for the heirloom.
Hold on, is mine out of place? Hold on, I think it got out of place.
Yep, it was out of place. You're doing good, man. You got it good.
Oh, Heirloom Permaculture just put in this like amazing workout area in their garage. Him and his missus are like big advocates for staying physically fit too. If you're going to be prepared, you also have to be physically prepared for what's coming. And it's like,
isn't that the truth?
Garage.
We have not been, but we haven't been able to.
Me either.
That's what we say anyway, but the truth is we're just fat.
Truth is we like to eat stuff we shouldn't and then not move as much as we should for those things that we shouldn't eat.
When we move to our land, we're in trouble because we need to get fit before we start. activity.
You will get fit building that house, trust me.
Yes, we will.
Well,
and then when you're going out and doing everything, because Chris, you're going to want everything done and they're not going to do it right. So you're going to have to go out and redo it. You're going to get in shape. Trust me.
Well, I'm going to get in shape, but hopefully it's not as you say, but
hopefully they'll do it right.
yeah.
You don't want to wish that on them.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing is, so I mean, the reality is the first step is secure some new employment. So I need to do that to get my VA going, to get our loan. So I need to secure employment, show her the property. I'm going to pick up more.
Hopefully you show me the property ASAP.
It's not in any order here.
I have not seen the property. I want to see the property.
They know that. They're getting tired of your whining.
Well, Chris, we bought our house down here without seeing it. We had somebody from the church. We had somebody from the church who is a real estate agent, and it was one of her friends down here that actually worked in real estate. And we talked real good with her and knew all that. So,
yeah, I mean, we actually did just put an offer in. They didn't accept it because it was an investor grade offer, which was fine anyway, because we thought my mom wasn't going to. First, my mom was going to come, then she wasn't going to come. Now she's coming.
yeah.
So it worked out fine anyway, all things considered. But we're going to need to. I need to get employment, get moved in, get employment, and in between all of that, we'll start working on some projects, where we're going to put what, how we're going to put it. Let her see, the places I'm thinking about that work, and
for the house on the land.
Yeah, for the house, but also then with that, going with her and her getting the lay of the land and see that she agrees with me, which she will agree with me. No, but I say that, I'm saying that kind of tongue-in-cheek-ish, but I know her well enough to know what she likes. So I'm pretty certain that she'll feel the same way. And if she doesn't, that's fine too. But I think she will, just simply because it makes the most sense. Or if she has a better idea that may be more practical, but it's kind of really only one spot that this works the way I see it. But she, hopefully with that being said, she'll, obviously if she doesn't agree with that, she'll also, let me know. So, because it's just my thought anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I need to talk to some folks. There's a farmer over the way. I need to talk to him about, can he come cut our broom sedge, I think they call it. That's what the grass is. And so we need to have our whole field cut. Need to get that done. Then we need to talk to maybe the local outfit about coming in and doing some pine removal and kind of manage our forest there so that it's managed well, and the trees that need to get big will, and the ones that
need to get gone.
Yeah. And we have a tremendous amount of trees that are down that we're going to need to haul out, and either.
Well, how are you doing your heating? Are you going to do any wood heating? Because if you're going to do that, you might want to have that cut up because it's probably well seasoned. Get at least 2 or 3 of the trees cut up if you're going to do any kind of like wood burner or stove for heat or anything.
I think we are. I think we're going to.
Yeah, I mean, we probably will, but again, with how we're going to build, it's going to be our heating needs are going to be pretty minimal, because with the ICF construction, it's so efficient that, well, we can either heat with mini splits, and cool with mini splits, but we probably will have you know, a decorative, either like a wood stove insert type of deal with a nice fireplace or something.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much wood that we'd never have to worry about. We never have to worry about, you know, firewood, or it's just so much down stuff that we could. I don't even know. I mean, probably I'd just be guessing, but I know through this one holler.
He's always wanted to say that, huh? We got a holler.
This one holler. Geez, there's probably at least 10 big trees down. Matter of fact, it was kind of funny because she's the one who got me into film and stuff. She'd be like, "Well, can you just film a little bit something for me? Can you do that while you're there?" And I'm like, "Okay, if it makes you happy, I'll do it. I don't care." So I started doing that. And this one time, I'm walking on this tree. It's a big tree, and I'm walking on it. I was being stupid, really, is the reality, but I'm trying to walk on this tree, and I lost my balance. So I'm chucking my machete because I have my machete in my one hand, chuck my machete, and then I fall off, you know, the tree trunk, of course. But anyway,
at least you were smart and got rid of the sharp implement first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I might be some dumb, but I'm not plumb dumb. So, but yeah, so I mean, we have so much wood down. It's going to be, how do we manage that? We need wood chips for our permaculture. Let's go, Brandon, permaculture.
Yeah.
I didn't get to say that.
Back to Eden method is all wood chips.
Yeah, back to Eden. That's an amazing. Paul, I think is his name, and he lives. He's just to the north of us by. Oh, I think we could get there in maybe with traffic 2.5 hours. So he's not really that far away.
Yeah, I would love to do that here. It's just it's just so much humidity that it brings more bugs. Like we have a problem with like more snails, more slugs.
It does that in every area. The snails, but yeah, you just snails. It does bring
snails and slugs.
Escargot, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
But it brings the bugs too, depending on where you get your mulch from. So you guys at least have mulch available, and it'll be, you know, where it's coming from. It's coming from your land. Because sometimes they can truck in ticks to your backyard. Like my husband's business is working with ornamentals and lawns, and so like even Christmas trees, you can bring a tick in the house. We don't have ticks. Like he doesn't spray anymore, but we just don't have them in our area. Hey, Gil.
Hey, Gil, how's it going?
I just got back in. I was cleaning up the kitchen for making dinner and all the stuff I was doing in there.
Yeah, I see you had a little problem in the kitchen, huh?
There's a fire, it looks like.
Yeah.
I was visiting the DNC.
Oh, yes.
and then while I was visiting the DNC, you know what else happened? You're not going to believe this. Look who I ran into.
HWD Black and Roll.
You ran into Ben Hayden?
Yeah, I watched him moving along like a drunk.
Yeah.
We do have a chainsaw. We have a Big Daddy chainsaw that's great for a chainsaw mill. And it's probably, I don't know, it's probably a 30+ inch bar on it. It's the Big Daddy. It's a steel. My stepdad gave it to me, so we got that for doing, you know, chainsaw milling.
You were going to just use it to cut down the redwoods and take them with you so that you could build with them, right?
I'm sure the people would love that are moving in.
Yeah.
We have what?
We have
4 of them on the property.
Cedars. Those aren't redwoods per se.
Yeah.
They're big cedars, though.
We have huge cedars on the property.
Yeah, and then right outside of our window right here, we have a really big maple. I don't know. It's 60 feet tall, probably. Maybe. It's hard to tell. It's hard to guess at that. But the dealing with the wood and you know, wood chipper kind of stuff, and you know, that'll become important for our permaculture, you know, getting all that done. So, but it's getting all those trees up out of the hollers that's going to be the issue.
He just loves that word. Holler.
I used to have a strong back and a weak mind, and now all I have is a
weak mind and a weak back.
Yeah, I represent that. So much so. I'm totally there. Yeah, Idaho Garden Girl says she has a problem too with bark mulch, certain bark mulch. It brings in earwigs and sow bugs. Or sow bugs,
they're the roly-polies.
Roly-polies, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking wood chips, not bark mulch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about taking that whole dang tree and...
No, you got it made. Yeah.
Yeah. So and again, we have so much. We're telling Bruce when you're at intermission that.
Yeah. Sorry, it was poopy intermission. Little kid decided to poop his pants in Grandma's room.
We had a big intermission this morning.
So. Is we have all this down wood that we have to make use of, and we could either do that to heat with and culture. Do the wood chips and all that.
Hygge culture too. You can bury it and do hygge culture.
Where's Hygge? I don't see Hygge.
Hygge.
That's one of the people we know from the poop tree.
She was here earlier, I think.
How do you say it? Because you spoke German before, Bruce. How do you even say
Hygge?
Hygge. No, not her name.
She's Dutch.
Culture. No.
Oh, Hygge culture. Yeah.
It is right. Okay. Hygge.
Yeah.
Right.
And what it literally means in German is you're doing mound culture because you're putting old stuff underneath dirt in order to have it break down.
Yeah. I saw that work for another channel.
It's kind of like what we did in our garden beds in the back. I put tree limbs and stuff like that, and then put the soil on top of that.
Yeah, I tried it in my elevated bed, and the moringa branch decided to sprout instead because it's so humid here in Florida, and it's just one of those weird trees that you never know what you're gonna get.
Hey, Gil, off topic but on topic because we have some resources that we want to use up. Is the Augustin Farm stuff any good when it comes to?
Let me put it this way:
purchase at the local Walmart.
The Augustin Farm stuff is a lot squared better than 4 Patriot. Oops.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, they heard him saying it, so they blocked him there. Did you see that? They froze him real quick.
It's the internet over there in the Idaho areas.
Yeah.
Well, right. See, we don't have wired. We're on radio internet here, so that's come. But you can't. The data transfer can't keep up now and then, and it gets all of a sudden it bogs down and goes, blah, and then brings you back again. Sort of like Joe B. Blue, and it's that.
So you say Augustin Farms is
it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's some people say it's better than Thrive Life. Some people say it's not. They're right in there comparable. Valley
Mountain.
Not Valley Mountain. There's Valley something. That's another good one that's coming out, and they're being they're investing a little more money to be very high quality.
Oh, okay.
So they're not just all right. We're gonna get out here. We're gonna get going and get selling stuff, and we'll improve later. They for everything I've heard, they invested the money on the front end for the long run.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Amazon MREs? I got a case a while ago.
Okay, MREs. Talk to Kaylin.
Kaylin
Strain.
Whole channel about it.
Yeah, that's all she does. That's her main thing is doing MRE reviews from around the world.
Yeah. She makes them and actually eats them on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like our local expert on MREs.
If you got modern day ones, Chris, you're going to be shocked at how good they are compared to when you were in.
Oh,
they actually taste like food now.
No, I know. I didn't get out that long ago, Bruce. It was 2002, so
Well, yeah, that's
20
almost
years, they've made some
almost
dramatic
20 years. I've been out for 25, so.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So we had a kind of a delicious one was what was it? Jamaican pork or something. I don't know.
Jamaican jerk pork.
No, it was something.
No,
They
that's the
had
way
some-
that they make it.
They had some pretty good ones actually.
Yeah.
But when I was in basic, like we had omelet with ham, which I'm sure you're familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Omelet with ham was a good one because it had lots of extra stuff with it because that omelet was kind of nasty. But the ones they did get some better ones while I was still in, which was I don't know. I liked spaghetti though because they had the cheese sauce and then you had the crackers with it, so you could put the spaghetti with the cheese and the crackers in it. It was kind of delicious-ish.
Well, believe it or not, I got 2 cases of the new stuff about a year ago, just because all the stupidity was going on, and I just wanted to make sure we had some meals that if we didn't have electricity or anything, we could get them cooked.
Right.
And my wife actually liked them. We had 2 of the vegetarian ones, and she actually liked it. She was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." Now, when you get your wife to say they're pretty good, they're actually good.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I probably ordered ours about a year ago, but I just don't know because if they're actually decent quality, I haven't opened them up yet. They're still sitting in the box. But I mean, we have other emergency food as well, but that's just kind of one of them. But
The biggest thing you have to worry about on them is these guys. It depends on where they store them. Make sure that little red dot on the top is not popped and black. If it is, that means you got a problem. Yep, it got too hot.
Each individual package now, right?
Oh, they have them on each one now.
Okay.
The ones I got just had it on the cases because we bought 2 cases, and it just had them on the outside of the case itself.
Yeah. One of the things, one of the brands, another brand you want to stay away from is Wise.
Oh, trying to think. Oh, I don't think we got any Wise stuff. We got a lot of Mountain House stuff.
Oh, Mountain House is good. I still have Mountain. Do I have any in here right here that I can show you? No, it's back out in the shop. I have stuff that I've had before I got married, and it's still good.
That was a lot of years ago.
That was 32 years ago. That was 32 years ago, and it's still good.
Right.
Nice. I love this. I love the spaghetti, but the Wise changed their name because they had problems, and now it's Ready Wise.
Okay.
And same company. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me enough to make me eat it. I would eat grubs and scorpions and anything else I could find before I'd eat that crap, because so much of it has had, I think people had it for 3 years. They opened it up and it's supposed to have, a 5-year shelf life, and it's black mold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we think about stuff like that, we try to go across the spectrum with different stuff, both the live and the rapid chickens.
Unfortunately, the best company out there got plowed under by everyone, by all the others doing the hype and stuff out and everything. There was a company back in the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s called Sam Andy. We bought a bunch of stuff from them in 1971. We still have most of it. Wow. It's still good. Every now and then we'll crack something open, and it's still good. Sure. Nitrogen filled cans. When they're done with it, they get it nitrogen filled, seal the can. Good stuff. The only stuff that was really bad was, and that's what, no matter who you have. Once you have flour and it's canned, you have a year to use it.
That's it, huh?
It starts to taste like the can.
Oh,
good.
It's a taste thing on that. And it was bad enough that we my wife and I were trying. We could not, stomach any of the stuff coming out of it. We didn't get sick. It's just like, we go, okay, try something else.
Just not good.
Yeah, and that's not just theirs. That's anybody's that has canned flour. you want canned wheat and grind it yourself and you pop it open.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good tip. I mean, but besides that kind of stuff, besides, some prepared food, besides some live preps, what else? Besides, plenty of alcohol to trade with and,
trade with or drink, it depends on the situation.
Always water.
Always water. Stuff like that too.
Yeah. You got to be careful about trading alcohol. Depends how bad the situation is and whether or not the BATF is still around. Because they've said they put out, there were some internal memos about if people are trading it, if we're buying it, basically it becomes now a resale item that they're supposed to be in charge of.
Oh, yeah.
And people have been talking about cutting it, getting the Everclear, the high and cutting it and trading off the cut stuff. And that's a big no-no too, so long as they're around.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
but
hold on.
If you're storing it for the long term, some of those good alcohols and whiskeys do not go bad.
Sorry, Siri's being.
Yeah.
Siri's self-destruct.
Hold on. Tim Cook was listening to what we're saying.
Oh, are you streaming on Facebook too?
So what?
Are you on Facebook too?
No, heavens no. The devil, Facebook,
the devil's book,
fake book.
The devil's on Facebook. Fake book. Gil, still trying to find your thingy customization details for selecting people.
Customization.
People who can't chat.
Okay. All right. So, you open it up.
Hold on, I got it.
Subscribers.
I got it, Gil. I got it.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I've been putting that out there. So, I usually on my last live, I had it all set up, ready to go on another computer. So I had to do start, and and just or publish whatever it is, and get it to go because we had one come in last night. Came in. Someone jumped on him right away. I saw it, went over and 20 minutes, and he did not hang around and try to come back in.
Right.
Yeah.
We just did 20 minutes, even though we're getting long in the tooth here. But yeah, just for that kind of silliness.
Just in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, you do realize that you hid Carol on the channel, right?
By what?
Did you?
You hid Carol on the channel.
I did?
Yep.
How did I do that?
I think it must have jumped on you.
It
probably jumped on you when you were clicking on something.
You hit me?
I can see her. She's on my screen.
No.
Well, yeah.
Let me type something.
Look over in the chat.
She's on.
She's unhidden.
She can't type right now. If she tries to type, it won't go up.
Let me see.
Because you hit her from the channel.
No, I'm
That's what
okay.
it looks like.
No, I'm all right. I just checked it on the
she just unhit her.
Accidentally touched it a second ago, not on purpose.
She posted.
Boy, you were on that. I didn't even see that go down. That was fast.
I just saw it posted in the chat, and I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Too, and I'm like, wait a minute.
So I fixed it. It's gone. Yeah, you fixed it. It's gone on my side.
I mean, we did that on purpose, Bruce. You're not supposed to tell her though.
Oops. Oh, sorry, I had a scratch there.
Yeah.
Just disappeared.
I did too. Hold on, I got something on my nose.
Oh my God.
I can't get it out either.
That reminds me of what my dad used to say. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
So,
like that.
Augustin Farms, good stuff. So we should, if we had some extra money that we needed to, we can go to the Walmart and get some.
Yeah. I think Costco is carrying them now.
I haven't seen them at Costco.
They're not at all the Costco's. They're at some of them, and it comes and goes. Like the Mountain House comes and goes at Costco, and I think Sam's Club every now and then will have. Sam's Club had it in there. A big of it about a year and a half ago, had a big display, and then of course something reared its ugly head and it disappeared instantly.
Well, you can get the pallets from Costco. You can order a whole pallet.
Yeah.
Of what? Can you order a pallet? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Augustin Farms.
Like
What?
freeze-dried food. Yeah.
I didn't know they were selling it. That's good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, right now you may have a trouble finding it because right now they're on that hiatus or whatever, trying to catch up with their orders.
Oh,
and that was supposed to take them like 90 days, and they did that like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah, and the Army keeps on buying stuff up.
Yep.
Okay.
Unnerving.
PrepSOS.com has a 1-year kit for one person for $4,700 of Augustin Farms.
Wow.
Valley
Holy.
Food Supply has 1,050 servings for $1,500. Legacy just doesn't have a big kit shown here right now, but Wise Foods changed their name to Ready Wise, and they're overpriced. I'm looking at the servings and the amount; they are overpriced. 240 servings for $1,000, where you get 1,050 servings from Valley Food for $1,500 for $500 more. You get 4 times as much. So,
wow.
But there is one thing you got to do. Legacy put out a chart showing that what everybody's servings were actually, how many calories were in their servings. And in some of them, there was a big discrepancy. Some were saying, well, this is 4 servings. And it's like 350 calories per serving, where someone else had 650 calories per serving.
Yeah.
So, you got to do a little research on it. But,
in the details.
Yeah.
Idaho Garden Girl's asking you a question, Gil.
Okay. Have you heard about Nutrite Survival? Let me take a look, see if I can find it here. Let me highlight that.
I've heard that, he promotes it a lot. So
and he also it's on Amazon.
Some good money.
Is it on Amazon? Yeah, that's wait. Let's see here.
You gotta sit down. Good job.
That's at Walmart. It's at Walmart in Cans.
Being a bad mom.
It's at Midway. Midway USA has it. 90-day for 432 servings for $1,500.
What's the review though on it? Any review like star?
That's what I'm trying to find it here. Here it is. Here's one of it. So let me go into Amazon here in a new tab. Survival and currently unavailable, and it has 4.5 stars. Of that, no 1 stars. They have 5% or
5% are frozen.
11% is 3 stars, 26% is 4 stars, and 58% is 5 stars.
Oh, okay. So nutrient survival sounds like
but right now unavailable on Amazon.
Yeah.
So they ran out, which means, but it could be next week they get a supply in. You said unavailable, currently unavailable. It goes bloop, 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 because they're right on the cusp there, and they keep on bouncing back and forth on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to get hit again because of all this stuff that they're broadcasting about.
Oh, yeah. Especially what happened yesterday.
And then they have the Taiwan thing, too, that I just sent to you.
Yeah.
That I didn't get to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I watched it, and it sounds more like it's propaganda from the Land of the Red Dragon trying to stir crap up.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like to me, because everyone else is saying, no, what are you talking about? And they go, oh, yeah, but we can't track them right. But they did it. We can't track them right, but they did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, they're just trying to stir stuff up. Dang.
So you don't think that that's a legit YouTube channel?
Well, no, it's a legit YouTube channel. But the Land of the Red Dragon admitted that they can't track a lot of our military aircraft worth squat. because half the time they don't even, even if they're not even doing any countermeasures, they can't track it all the time. They turn stuff off, they can't track them at all.
Yeah,
They
that's what they were
scramble it,
saying.
they can't do anything. Also, so they're just trying to stir stuff up to
so they can make the first strike is all I meant. Like it sounds like they're
do you know how many decades they've been talking about a first strike on Taiwan? I mean,
don't.
Bruce was in boot camp when they were talking about it.
Oh,
Jesus was a private back then too.
But yeah.
Oh, how about bullets these days?
Weird.
I haven't seen any pricing on bullets and/or availability since the whole flu.
Wait till you get over here to Tennessee because they're fully stocked in most of the stores I've been in, and they're at a reasonable price. Nice. So wait till you get here.
Oh yeah, no, I got more than she needs, so we're good.
Than she needs.
I'm doing some more research. Doing some more research on what Idaho Girl said. Evidently, it looks like Nutrient Survival pulled most of their stuff off of Amazon to sell out of their store.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they want to control their Black Friday stuff. Well, this is interesting. They do have chocolate chip cookie meals in a number 10 can.
Chocolate chip cookie meals in a number 10 can. Okay.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called.
Chocolate chip cookie meal. Hello. Yes, that would help me survive very much.
You got Carol's attention. You have her undivided attention now.
All right. Here, we're gonna. He's gonna. Yeah. See, chocolate chip cookie meals. We'll make that bigger.
I wonder if is it like a shake or you actually eat it like a cereal?
Well, where is it? Where's the chocolate chip? I clicked on it and it's going. It's not going to it.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, a teaser. Unless it's down here farther.
You're rotten.
Yeah, because they had it right there, stock up on that one. But yeah, you probably have to go through stuff. But yeah.
The on the go.
They have these little bag things too, on the go bags, and
But you haven't tasted that brand yet, have you?
I haven't heard of the brand until tonight.
Okay. What was that, Chris?
It says special ops grade nutrition, so clearly that won't work for me. I'm not of that material, so
maybe it'll turn us into special ops.
So
Lord.
Yeah, here's your Valley says 25-year shelf life.
Wow.
Legacy Food is another good one, but they have the chart out there. Survival Food, that's a Legacy Food. I think Legacy is buying another company out, which would improve their stuff. But yeah, this is the one you do not want to get. And I've seen this at Costco and Sam's. Heck no.
Nutrient coffee. Is that from them too, Idaho Survival? She said they have nutrient coffee too. I have to step down. This little guy's up way past his bedtime, but I really enjoyed being up here with you guys. I'm still going to listen to you on my phone. Thank you for having me.
Night, Carol.
Night. I'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Oh, and tomorrow night, Hedgehog, are you coming? Laura?
Ladies' night on Courtney's channel.
Ladies' night.
Ladies' night. And the painting.
Yeah, Chris, you're going to have to wear a wig if you want to join in on the chat.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. There'll probably be something interesting on, like football or something.
Oh, yeah. That might be a little interesting. We can paint and hang out as ladies. All right, I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Carol.
Bye.
Come on. No, I don't want the coupon. Come on, go away, coupon.
At Walmart had like a bag.
Yeah.
For like something like 2 meals, and you can like put it in your car to have it in your car.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Augustin Farms. Now, we actually have a bunch of Augustin Farms ourselves. But my wife has been stocking up with, and she's tried it. She says it's, it's palatable. It's not nasty. And some of those other ones I mentioned are nasty.
Yeah. Well, I'd heard good things about Augustin Farms.
Their butter is supposed to, their dairy products are supposed to be really good. Their powdered butter and some of their other dairy products and stuff are supposed to be really good. So, anyways, yeah. So this is from Prep SOS, but that's all I did. I just freeze dried. You look at them, but Valley's I've been seeing a lot of stuff on, hearing a lot of good things about Valley. Crap wise, no. Legacy. What's this one? Hang on, let me take a look what this one is. Oh, that's for Patriots. The other barf one.
So their stuff's not good, huh?
No. There are some people doing honest reviews.
Yeah.
It's like Dave did one. He couldn't even stomach a couple of their things. So that's another one that's
doesn't have to be gourmet food by any means, but it still needs to be palatable.
Yeah. You got to be able to eat it if it's going to do you any good.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. North Fork. Let's take a look at this one here. Let's see what this is.
Northwest Fork of the Clark River.
From Oregon's valleys.
I'd stay away.
Yeah. Anyways, it's not showing much, but gluten-free oats, clean, blah blah. Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah, say no more.
Okay.
It's probably marijuana laced if it's from there.
They would charge you extra for that.
Well, I don't know. That might actually help if you're in the middle of a crisis, right? Chill you out.
Chill you out.
What is this brand?
And then you'll be eating it like, this is the best stuff ever.
No, then you'd eat
I can't tell what this brand is.
Food.
Yeah, you'd eat up all your survivor food.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to. That probably wouldn't be two things that would go together. Marijuana, THC consumption with trying to save food. Oh man, this is the greatest stuff ever, but we only have this much. Oh, it's okay, it'll be fine. Oh, I'm so hungry. Let's have this.
Drive food storage.
All right, I'm gonna have to step down too, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it.
We're getting longer than this one here.
Yeah, Thrive Foods is another one. They've just upgraded their production facility. They doubled their capacity with new freeze dryers.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Bye, Bruce.
See you later, Bruce. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Whoops.
But and kaboom. There we go.
Yeah. That's like I said. We have some Walmart money we could spend. So just kind of curious on. If that was, we have Mountain House, but again, those number 10 cans are saying, oh, it's this many servings. But when you look at the calories, it literally is only the can is only, you have to make up the whole can, it's saying basically, unless or do you?
No. All right. The Mountain House cans for scouts, we take that and cook up one can for the entire troop.
Right.
Yeah, 12 boys.
Okay.
But generally, I love Mountain House. It's, except that it's too friggin' expensive.
Yeah. I like
used
Mountain
to be
House
cheap.
too.
And it's, but here's something for you to consider. Let me see if I bring it up here real quick. And I want to make sure I get the right thing set up here. Smart Food Service is now U.S. Foods. the commercial food delivery guys,
Right.
bought Smart Food Service, which owns Smart and Final.
Oh,
And they're changing stores over to the Chef's store.
Okay.
And let's see if I can get in here and got to search for product. I'm just trying to remember the number 10 can I got over here. That is Monarch. Monarch. My fingers work right. And a number 10 can of, is this the right ones? Make sure I got the right ones here. They got several different baked beans. Is that the one? We go up big. Yes. All right. The baked beans seasoned with brown sugar and bacon. Oh, crud. All right. Here's the thing. 3 weeks ago, just before my wife came up for the 2 week stay, it was $5.79 for a number 10 can. Now it's $8.79.
Wow.
That's a big increase.
That's a big increase.
How's your daughter doing getting her tonsils out?
She's doing fine now that somebody has been told he is not going to withhold her medication. So once she got that and got everything down enough where the swelling went down enough where she could actually swallow, she improved dramatically really quick.
That's good.
Got her to actually go after 5 days. Got her to go ahead and take some liquid ibuprofen.
Mm-hmm.
Swelling started going down. She goes, but it causes bleeding. Only for the first couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Once she realized that, she started taking that and got it down. And
the first couple of days, as long as there is healing. If there isn't healing, if there's any open wounds, it can still cause bleeding.
Yeah. So she's doing fine on that. And damn, I knew I should have gone over there and gotten a couple cases at five something a case.
And you're just talking about regular wet baked beans?
Here, let me show you.
It's got a campfire and everything right there.
Mm-hmm. That's clean. That's great.
Nice, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is what they sell the restaurants.
Yeah, gotcha. That's a good price too. It was a good price.
Yeah, even if 8, it's still cheaper than a lot of others. But it's gone up. So I suspect that you may see at Sam's and Costco trying to remember the Bushes. They have Bushes number 10 is going to probably go up. It's probably going to hit $10, and some of those are probably going to be going up because this has always been cheaper than Sam's Club or Costco for the number 10 cans on stuff. See, we used to use U.S. Foods for Scout Camp. Right. We'd order 5 pallets every week of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we back when the flu first hit, I went out and got quite a bit of stuff. Like we have not the big number 10 cans, but we got the Bushes, 32-ounce can or whatever it is. Yeah, we got quite a few of those, and we got just stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't have tons of it, but we got a little bit of everything. We have the Mountain House, we have canned stuff, we have stuff that we've canned stuff. And
do you have a Winco near you?
We do, yeah.
We've been hitting Winco like you wouldn't believe for stuff because it's so much cheaper than Sam's or Costco.
Yeah. What have you been getting there? Anything? What's your been go to there?
Well, all right. Some of the stuff we've been getting a lot of is the black beans, the navy beans, the pinto beans.
Dried or wet?
The cans.
Okay.
I picked, but I've also been hitting them when you got to be careful now. They're changing some things around. The corporate bigwigs do this in the pasta section. my daughter went over and bought these big, huge, like 5-pound bags of pasta, 67 cents a pound.
Okay.
Now those are not like you can't find those anymore. Then they had stuff going down to the 2-pound and the 1-pound size. Then all of a sudden I noticed the 1-pound size is no longer 1 pound; it's 12 ounces.
Oh, yeah, wow. I've noticed that with chips and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So
the seem to be shrinking. The nuts are shrinking,
and the price is staying the same.
My nuts are shrinking as we speak.
Yeah. However, at ours here, they have American Beauty pasta, and in the 2-pound bag of the extra wide egg noodles. For a 2-pound bag was $2.28.
Wow.
So it's $1.14 a pound.
Right.
When you're paying $1.29 for 12 ounces, and Walmart is more expensive than Winco, except when they have certain things on special sale. The spaghetti seems to be one that, because it's so easy to manufacture, that they manufacture. All of a sudden, you'll get the 6-pack for $5.99. The 6 1-pound packages. Right. But like I say, you got to watch what the ounces are to the price, because it also changes within the same brand. The one that begins with a B, the blue box.
Garden Girl.
Okay, what's she talking about? Paper towels shrank. Oh, toilet paper shrank. Yeah.
Yeah, they've always been doing shenanigans with that. You always got to look at, how many, what its dimensions are.
Well, not only dimensions, because sometimes they'll roll it loose. You just want to count the square foot of it, or they're supposed to put the square foot or square inches of each roll. They put it down small.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the sheets go from this, and then all of a sudden they come back again.
Yeah,
on the sizes. But there's Rotelli pasta, I think it is, or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes they'll have stuff on sale. They'll have one particular type on sale. Everything else is 50% more. And then a couple weeks later, that one's back at the high price and something else goes down.
Interesting.
Yeah. But right now, I don't know how your family is as far as high fructose corn syrup goes. The Del Monte pasta sauces, we didn't realize it, have high fructose corn syrup in it. Whereas the Classico does not. And the Classico comes in a jar that is an Atlas canning jar.
My pasta sauce doesn't have it in it. Yeah. I made my own. So.
Yeah.
Canning jar. What do you mean? So you could can you reuse it as a canning jar?
Yeah. Hang on a second. Yes, my office is also a food storage place. So, when you peel off the label, and it says Atlas on it, and it even has the measurements on the side, and it's got the regular canning lid on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But these are there. It says Atlas on it right there. Atlas mason jar.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't. You can recan in it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. My grandmother, all the Atlas ones, was she buying the store stuff like that years ago? She did it. My mom did it. And we were doing it. You just it's a canning quality jar. It's not like a mayonnaise jar where it's thin.
Right.
This is a thick, heavy duty jar.
No, right, but you can use that lid specifically. You don't have to use
No. This lid you can't use it. You got to use a regular canning lid, but it screws right on. It's the same. Right. It's not the lug or bayonet style lids.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the one that's really good.
I got you. That's good to know, actually.
Yeah.
I actually had a bunch of those saved, and I just got rid of them because I realized how many jars I have. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs work.
I have a lot of jars.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, some friend of ours were moving from Martinez to Texas to be with their kids down there. They had retired and everything. We got like 800 pounds of red winter wheat in double rubber bags from them. About 20 cases of canning jars.
Oh, wow.
Wide mouth, regular mouth, pints, quarts. Didn't get any half gallons from them though, but
wow.
They were just come get it. And we were helping them unload. They go, here, put these in your truck. And we were helping them set out their stuff for they're doing a garage sale and a giveaway for certain people. And we just we wound up loading up. My wife said, okay, that's enough. You got to give some to other people. Well, you're the ones coming here doing the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing. The other thing, how do I want to say it? Oh, no other way to say it. Estate sales.
Yeah.
That sometimes the canning jars, they'll be giving them away.
Yeah.
And if you hear there's going to be a estate sale coming up, sometimes swing by and say, hey, you're not throwing away any jars, are you? Well, yeah, we're going to get rid of a bunch of jars. We'll take the jars.
Right.
Because you may get a bunch of bogus jars in there, but you'll get a bunch of good canning jars a lot of times if they have jars.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to look for sure.
Yeah.
Plus, we get a place to store all this stuff because we can't be moving any of this stuff now. So
yeah, I'm going to try to all right. When you get back there, I would probably recommend your first piece of equipment to get is going to be a Bobcat track loader, not a skid steer.
Yeah.
Track them because they'll you drive a skid steer. You're going to go like this as you're going across the field. Track one, you just go. Brrr.
Well, Gil, you know what I'm going to get when we first get there?
What?
A mule. He's right here.
Oh, be careful! Mules kick hard, and they can kick forward, backwards.
This is my first piece of equipment right here.
Yeah, the reason why I said a Bobcat track steer because of the bucket interchange. You can get a grapple bucket. Yeah. You can do it, and so like you're talking about trying to get the trees and stuff up out of the thing. Right. Drive down, grab it, and right back up. It'll save you so much time and money and effort. And with a bucket change on it, all the different things you can put on it, they're amazing. My wife is actually considered saying, well, let's sell the Coyote and get that. Well, I still need the little Coyote tractor to do the whipping around small for little stuff, Mm-hmm. But they have the clamshell buckets. They have the grapplers, which is not a bucket, but it's just like fingers they just grab. And they have the forks for picking stuff up and moving it that way, and rotor tiller attachment for the front, a brush hog, everything you think of. But the main tractor with a regular bucket and a grappler you're probably doing a lot of work with those two things.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to require some good investigation. We're going to, because at first we like the misnomer is we're on a fixed income. Like nobody isn't, like, it's such a ridiculous statement. I'm on a fixed income. Yeah, I'm on a fixed income right now. I get what I get paid for what I work. I mean,
yeah.
So mechanic, equipment and stuff like that, we're going to have to be really, we're going to end up renting a house.
Right.
And then while we build, and working the land, we're going to kind of have to do, chop the tree down and then use our pickup truck and drag it out kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be really, really
frugal.
Yeah. Cause we don't have really any, we're going to have a little bit for maybe some kind of something that's really going to do it. But
yeah. I just thought of something else for some things. I'm not quite sure where he is back east. Farm All Fanatic is the name of the channel. Uh-huh. He's always doing videos on local auctions, farm equipment auctions.
Okay, yeah.
And he talks about, all right, this equipment, this one's good. Now this one, nah, what do we got? And he buys some of the equipment and adds it to his stuff he uses. And he runs videos of him using it, fixing it, using it. But some of the old tractors and stuff, you can pick them up fairly cheap, and they're built like, they're bulletproof practically, so long as you put oil in them right and service them right.
Yeah, I'll write that down because I'll check it out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I need to get, information wise to, if we're gonna have one thing and it's got to work for us.
Because the first tractor we got here was an old N9 old Ford tractor, 1939 tractor, and the only thing I don't like about it is I got to keep cleaning the points. It has the old points and like the old cars and stuff. You have to get there with some emery cloth and clean the points a little bit, and and then after about so many times, then you got to buy a new set of points and condenser. But it's just other than that, that thing will probably run for another 50 years.
Yeah. Well, and we just got to have something that's going to be able to bush hog our field, and maybe help us skid out some logs or something like that. So I don't know if that'll be what that approach will look like, but we got to get the best deal we can for the price, etc. And just be real frugal about that kind of stuff and work it out, and so money's always an issue.
Yeah, especially when you're married to an accountant.
Well, no, especially
my wife is an accountant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, money is always an issue unless you're Bezos the clown.
Yeah.
So, or Elon,
Hill woman.
Hill woman. The troll devil.
Yeah.
The married to the former president, that one? Yeah.
The violator of so many friggin' national security things dealing with control of email and information.
Yeah. What was funny is we had these people when we lived downtown in Portland. They were from Arkansas, and they were, left of center by a bit. They were really nice folks, but anyway, I called our gateway. It was called Hillary's email server. So when everybody was looking for Wi-Fi, it would pop up. I don't think they knew it was me necessarily, but they perhaps had a strong suspicion.
Yeah. All righty, you wanted to get to go do. What time is it there now? Well, actually, you're so it's only 8:45 where you're at.
Yeah, we're an hour behind you, but we've got to get running here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do some
stuffs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I got to look up to see how they're lying on the numbers now.
The line on the numbers?
On even on holidays, California would report just about all counties would report. This time, the state of California didn't even report anything.
Wow.
For both Thursday and Friday, neither day, zero.
Interesting.
Yes, scary interesting, because I've seen the way they've been playing with the numbers.
Yeah, so, they're doing all this with them. They're packaging them up just so, and then so they can push them out.
Yeah, well, what I've also noticed is sometimes they'll push it out at 11 o'clock at night when they're supposed to push it out by 8 o'clock California time, and they push it out at 11 o'clock. And so no one sees that last hour of numbers because the thing rolls over and all it shows is different from yesterday. And all of a sudden, the numbers are really high. So the next day numbers look low by comparison. And so, but the thing is, I track mine at 9. Right, I should be looking up right now, 9:30 every night. I go in and I pull the numbers. So mine goes on a 24-hour, not so when they push that at late at night, and I see they say, "Oh, we only had 2,000 total for California." I go, "No, you didn't. You had 7." I know that's what they did again.
So are you semi-retired, or are you full-on retired, waiting for your wife to come back?
All right. I am retired from work. I'm drawing pension.
Nice, good for you.
I'm working here, trying to get the property fixed up and everything.
Right. Cool.
Soon as she comes here and we sell the house in California and everything else, and she's here full time, then I'm going to go get a either a part-time or a full-time job around here locally.
Okay, good. So that way you're getting things basically fixed up for her, and then once she's ready to make the exodus from the communist district of California, then you'll start doing a full-time gig-ish.
I'll probably get a job either down over here at the one potato plant, which is has fairly decent stuff, and running a forklift.
The Orida?
No, not that one. It's GRUPD is the initials on it, and basically they process and they sell to the other companies.
Nice. You're not on the 84, are you? You're off 84 somewhere. Where are you?
No. All right. So 84 goes east-west.
Yep.
When you get to Pocatello,
yep,
go north. I'm between Pocatello and Idaho Falls.
Okay. I never usually go north when we get down that way. I keep going south.
Yeah.
Or south.
Yeah. A lot of people, when they come across on 84, about 50 miles from Twin Falls, it splits. 86 goes on to Pocatello, and 84 goes on down to Salt Lake.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually the way I'm headed.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious because over in Ontario, there was a big Orida in Oregon too on 84.
Yeah. We got Idaho Supreme out here. We got a couple other ones, and one of the other big ones just changed their name, and I can't remember what they changed it to. But there's there's a bunch of different ones, and the thing is though, they the Idaho Supreme over here, they make mashed potatoes, flavored mashed potatoes, and they package them under like 6 different companies' names.
Right. Yeah.
They say, "Oh, we want run. We're going to run this guy's products, and this is their formulation they want in the flavorings. Now we're going to do this one's product, and this is the formulation they want, and stuff like that." Yeah.
Well, good. Well, that'll keep you busy and out of trouble.
You don't know me very well, do you?
Yeah. Well, it'll give you less time to get in trouble. Let's say that.
That's possible. Actually, let me see here. Okay. Come on. Trying to find it here. It's not showing it. I was going to try to find out for sure, remember what the name of the place was for sure, but it's not showing up on the map here. Oh, yeah, here it is. GPOD of Idaho is the name of the company. The guy used to buy, the guy I bought the house from, he's one of their truckers. He's been working for them for years, besides running his cattle business and his other businesses.
Oh,
he's a busy guy.
Yeah, he is a very busy guy. And he was actually making more money buying used IBC, tanks, totes, and turning them either into feed troughs for hay, cutting it, taking the tank out, cutting the bracket, the cage, and making it so you just drop a bale of hay or whatever in it, and reselling those, or just cutting out the one end and making it like a doghouse. And he was selling those for like $100, and it was costing him $15 each to buy them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I worked with those quite a bit. The IBC totes.
Yeah.
All right, Gil. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, been fun being here. Hopefully, everyone in the side chat picked up some tips.
Yeah.
You take care, and we'll see you next time.
All righty.
We'll see you later. Everybody else.
See ya.
Next time too. Thank you for coming out tonight, and we enjoyed having you all.
Don't subscribe. Don't do any of that. I always have to say that because
he's just kidding.
She's always, please like and subscribe. So I have to just be contrary.
Oh, okay. Idaho Garden Girl Simplot is the other one that's out here.
Yeah. Simplot's a big one. They're really big, actually. Simplot's.
Yeah, they're all over the state.
Massive. So, all right, Gil. Everybody else, take care.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.
Ooh.
And share.
Impressed.
And share. Yeah. Tell all your friends. World domination is around the corner.
Nice.